You're watching the Sun Belt Conference on ESPN as we welcome you to downtown Atlanta on a pristine November Saturday afternoon. And the Coastal Carolina Chanticleers in town to take on the Georgia State Panthers in the 8th all-time meeting between these two teams. And good Saturday afternoon. Happy Thanksgiving weekend to you as well. Matt Stewart joined by Sam Crenshaw. And Sam, Coastal comes in, despite the 5-6 record, they can still get to bowl eligibility. With a victory here today, it would be the 5th consecutive season. Panthers looking to finish Dell McGee's first season on a strong note after winning at Texas State last weekend at Senior Day and the regular season finale.
For that reason, Matt, I'm expecting a hard-fought football game today. Coastal Carolina, a lot to play for, trying to get to that postseason bid, but also Georgia State want to send these seniors out on a good note today.
Let's talk about the quarterbacks, and Christian Veyer back in the #1 spot for Georgia State, replacing the injured Zach Gibson. And Veyer last week at Texas State showed when he protects the football, he's a really good quarterback.
Veyer won the starting job from the very start of the season, leading the team well, lost his starting job, came back last week and engineered the win. And most important numbers, the last one you see, 0 interceptions.
And for Coastal Carolina, Ethan Vasco in the #1 spot, even though he was pulled late in their loss at Georgia Southern or to Georgia Southern last week. And Noah Kim got some snaps, but Vasco is the guy that Coach Tim Beck believes can lead them to bowl eligibility.
And that's because he's been around this program longer. He's led them to success before. Let's see if he can regroup today and avoid those 2 interceptions from last week.
And here's what's at stake on this final Saturday in the Sun Belt Conference. The Western Division has been clinched by Louisiana. Marshall and Georgia Southern still in contention for the Eastern Division title. Georgia Southern, if they can get a win and a Marshall loss, will clinch. Marshall clinches with a victory. And also bowl eligibility. 7 teams have clinched bowl eligibility. There are 3 that are still trying to do it today. App State and Coastal Carolina in the East, and ULM in the West. So Georgia State will be kicking off to start this game. McAllister has it teed up and ready to go. The Panthers at 3-8 overall, 1-6 in the Sun Belt Conference. They can actually finish tied for 6th with Coastal in the East with a victory today. Coastal at 5-6 overall, 2-5 in the conference, but they have lost 5 of their last 6 games. And the opening kick is going to be taken in the end zone and downed right there. And that's where Coastal Carolina will go on offense.
Ball coming down to the end zone, kind of went out of the sunlight into a shadow there. Maybe had a little problem handling it. Nevertheless, Chanticleers go on offense first today, Matt.
So 1st and 10 for the Chanticleers from the 25-yard line. And Ethan Vasco, the starting quarterback, the 6'3", 220 redshirt sophomore out of Chesapeake, Virginia. And Oscar Smith High School, and also a transfer from Kansas. His numbers on the season, 53% completion, 1,910 yards, 11 touchdowns, and 7 interceptions. 1st and 10. And Georgia Southern comes up with the big stop there at the 23-yard line and a 2-yard loss on the play as the TFL from Henry Bryant, the nose guard.
Bryant healthy again and asserting himself early on the first play of the game.
So 2nd down and 12 after Bryant gets the TFL. Coastal started the season 3-0 overall, then 4-1 and 1-0 in the conference, but they have been in a real spot. Handoff right there in the middle, 1-yard gain. Tim Beck in his 2nd season as Coastal Carolina's head coach, 13-11 after going 8-5 in year #1.
He wants to see his team clean some things up, finish some drives, and eliminate some turnovers. They've been costly to them lately.
3rd down and long for Coastal, a couple of running plays right into the middle of the line. Hasn't gotten them very far so far. Vasco rolling to his right and looking downfield and throwing in the middle of the field. A sliding catch made by the tight end Kendall Carr for the 1st down.
And that's the thing you like about Vasco and why they're going with him as a starter. He is mobile. He moves to the right, out to the right, finds his open receiver, gets the completion, and the chains move.
That was an 18-yard pickup, so 1st and 10 for Coastal from the 42-yard line. First and 10 from the 42, just underway in Atlanta. And the handoff goes to Braden Bennett, who had a nice game against Georgia Southern despite the loss last week. He gains 3 on the play. And Sam, let's take a look at your impact players when the Chanticleers are on offense.
Yes, of course it is Braden Bennett, the senior running back, preseason all-conference selection, over 700 yards so far this season. And McKee is coming off a big game last week. We'll take Marshall Robinson and K.D. McDaniel, linebacker, who's very active for the Panthers on defensive.
Yeah, both those guys had productive games in the 52-44 victory at Texas State last Saturday. Vasco going to keep it. And Vasco's going to pick up a couple of yards up to the 47 and get stopped right there. Josiah Robinson, who we just mentioned as one of the impact players in on that tackle for the Panthers.
Chanticleers seem to be determined to establish the ground game to start this football game. They've been keeping it on the ground, except for the one completion that got the first down last time. But here's a big third down for them.
3rd down and 5. Coastal 35.9% on their 3rd down conversions offensively this season. 11th out of the 14-team conference. Vasco scrambling out of the pocket. He's being chased by K.D. McDaniel and going to be tackled by Swint going out of bounds at the 47s where they're going to spot it. So no gain on the play as Swint tracks him down. And it's going to be 4th down and likely a punting situation for Coastal here.
Kevin Swint has had that kind of season, doing some great things, and he just gets after him, makes sure he gets him out of bounds. He doesn't get enough yardage for that first down.
So Emil Sebafunde on the punt for the Chanticleers, young man out of Melbourne, Australia. And standing deep for Georgia State is Kadarius Thompson. Sebafunde, spiral kick is going to hit at the 19 and bounce out of bounds. And that's where the Georgia State Panthers will go on offense for the first time today. A 35-yard punt by Sebafunde. And Christian Veyer back in there at quarterback, as we mentioned just a few moments ago. Proving once again, like he did in the Vandy win, like he did in the Texas State win, when he doesn't throw interceptions, when he keeps the ball out of harm's way, he is highly effective. 57% completion on the year, over 1,800 yards, 13 touchdowns, and 7 interceptions. So 1st and 10 for Georgia State. Ball sitting on the 19. And Veyer wants to go to the air. He's hit as he throws. Ball up for grabs and intercepted by McDoom at the 29-yard line. Returns it another 4 yards close to the 25. Interception by Matthew McDoom. And immediately Veyer throws the interception. Not really all his fault. He got hit as he was throwing. And the ball was up for grabs.
Right there, hit back there by 13. Monte Diggs in there along with Sawyer Gorham-Welch. And those guys right there, there's a hit, ball goes straight up.
So McDoom with the saber on the sideline, celebrating the interception. Matthew McDoom, who was all conference preseason as a return specialist, comes up with the big interception. And it's going to be 1st and 10 for Coastal, already in scoring position here at the 25-yard line.
Big break for the Chanticleers, and let's see how they do now. Earlier, they were keeping the ball on the ground. They got the first break of the game.
Bennett back in there at running back. Running option here. Toss goes to Tucker, the wide receiver. And Tucker picks up a yard on the play. Swint in on that tackle along with Jeremiah Johnson. Pickup of 1 on the play. 2nd down and 1. And you're right. Coastal seems like they're very intent on trying to establish the running game, although they haven't been able to do much with it so far.
They got a lot of different looks they can show you, and this was one really kind of a version of almost triple option on that last play, so you got to watch for everything with them when they come.
Jamison Tucker, the wide receiver, came around like he was a wingback. Now they're going to run a reverse, goes to Taylor. Taylor, the wide receiver on the run, down to the 19-yard line. So you have some old school option right there, and then you have Taylor on the reverse, and Kenyatta Watson made the tackle. 6-yard pickup for Taylor.
Impressive play, well executed. It brings up 3rd down. There's a look at Kenyatta Watson in on the stop for Georgia State.
Going deep into the playbook already here on the 2nd series of the game. It's going to be 3rd down and 4. Line to gain is the 15. Tucker in motion again. They fake a pitch to him that time. Vasco going to run for the first down as he reaches the 13-yard line.
And that's something Vasco does very well if he needs to. You just want to move the sticks. Is something this team has had problems doing, sustaining drives. Like you said earlier, they got the first break there. They got great field position. Now let's see if they can finish.
Following in the footsteps of Grayson McCall, perhaps the most famous player ever to come out of the Sun Belt Conference, went to NC State to finish up his career and then had to retire this year because of a series of concussions. Handoff goes to Bennett, and Bennett breaks out of one tackle and lunges forward to the 10-yard line. Gets 4 on the play, or maybe more like 3 on the play. 2nd down and 7 coming up.
Seemed like he had nothing. He made something out of it, kept the legs moving. Cam Williams in on the stop for Georgia State.
Bennett, the 5th-year senior out of Greenville, South Carolina, Southside High School. 2nd down and 7. Vasco looks to the sideline. Thomas Johnson listed as the '1 center. Snaps the ball back to him. Bennett gets the handoff, and he gets swallowed up there at the line of scrimmage.
52 in on that. Anthony Bloom there on the stop for Georgia State.
No gain. 3rd down and 7. See if they take a shot at the end zone right here. Well within field goal range of Cade Hensley right now. And right in the middle of the field, 3rd down coming up. Coastal 2 for 3 on 3rd downs already today. Vasco goes to the air, and great catch in the end zone. Touchdown, McKee. Seneca McKee, who we pointed out as one of our impact players just a few moments ago, coming off a big game against Georgia Southern, makes a big-time catch right there to give Coastal the lead.
Right over 22, DeMarc Morris looked like he had pretty good coverage on him over there. Let's take another look. Just right over his outstretched hands, perfectly. McKee to haul it in for the touchdown.
That is a big-time catch by Seneca McKee, the grad out of Columbia, South Carolina, who started his college football career at UNLV before transferring back to the Palmetto State. Cade Hensley on for the PAT. He puts it up and in. So the Chanticleers able to cash in after the interception by McDoom, go 25 yards for the score, and lead it 7-0.
The polar vortex is bringing a lot of snow. Just be safe getting home.
Marketers are spread so thin. You've got to generate leads, then score leads, then contact.
Tonight we have the cassava salad, bambara prawns, suya grilled lamb.
The polar vortex is bringing a lot of snow. Just be safe getting home. The polar vortex is bringing a lot of snow. Just be safe getting home.
Tonight we have the cassava salad, bambara prawns, suya grilled lamb.
This season, share the merry with a...
Marketers are spread so thin. You've got to generate leads, then score leads, then contact.
At Burger King, we flame grill our burgers. Why?
What's that sound?
This holiday season.
Tonight we have the cassava salad, bambara prawns, suya grilled lamb.
What's that sound?
This holiday season.
Man, we can't buy a bucket.
You know what you do, your team can't buy a bucket.
You gonna say?
At Burger King, we flame grill our burgers. Why?
Picture this. It's perfect out. You feel like you should be out.
Welcome to Sapphire Lounge by the Club. With craft cocktails, local...
Coach Gecko!
Coach G! Laura, Dan! I didn't realize the media would be here.
No, this isn't for work.
This season, share the merry with a...
At Burger King, we flame grill our burgers. Why? At Burger King, we flame grill our burgers. Why? At Burger King, we flame grill our burgers. Why?
NHL on ESPN Plus is back. Enjoy 1,000+ out of market.
Let's go!
the SEC-ACC Challenge, next Thursday on ESPN.
.8:15 to play here in the first quarter, and Coastal already out to a 7-0 lead on Georgia State, turning the Matthew McDoom interception into a short 25-yard touchdown drive, with Vasco throwing to McKee for the score. And now the Panthers will try to go back on offense again. They held it for one play in 9 seconds before committing their opening turnover. Riles will take it at the 1-yard line. And Riles gets hit at the 17 and dives forward to the 20. And that's where the Panthers will go on offense for the second time. In fairness to Veyer, Sam, he got blasted on that opening play. He was hit as he was throwing, and the ball just popped up into the air. So they're going to have to do a better job of protecting him so he can do a better job of protecting the football.
Let's see if they go back to the air again or put it on the ground. He's got Freddie Brock there with him. Brock coming off a big game last week.
So 1st and 10 for the Panthers. Handoff will go to Brock. Makes one man miss. And Brock up to the 24-yard line. Jawan Powell from Douglas High School here in Atlanta made that tackle for Coastal Carolina. Let's take a look at the impact players, Sam, when the Panthers have the ball.
They have the ball. You talked about Freddie Brock coming off a big game. He can do that. And if you throw, Dorian Fleming has been a reliable target. Clay Lieben leads Sunbelt in sacks among Sunbelt opponents.
2nd down and 6 coming up. Well, it's going to be more than 2nd down and 6. False start is already called on Georgia State. So, inauspicious start for the Panthers. They've run 3 plays. One was an interception. The other was a false start. So now 2nd down and long for the Panthers. They're back close to the original line of scrimmage. Veyer going to the air, far sideline, and it's going to be intercepted again. A second interception for Coastal, and Matthew McDoom has his 2nd pick of the first quarter.
Meanwhile, we mentioned Lubin and the players to watch. He had a knockdown on Veyer and a penalty flag. He did a little gesture afterwards, a little taunt. And so the flag came out against him.
Well, the flag is laying at the 19-yard line, so this might be going against Coastal.
Result of the play is an interception. After the play, unsportsmanlike conduct, number 50 of the intercepting team. 15 yards will be taken from the spot. 1st down, Coastal Carolina.
Yeah, so interesting that the flag is way back here at the 19-yard line. Sounded like maybe one of the offensive linemen was taunting, or the defensive lineman was taunting.
Yeah.
And so another interception. Veyer, the old bad habits right there. No poor protection to blame on that one. He just left it short, and great coverage by McDoom. So Coastal's got the ball back at the 25-yard line. 2 interceptions for Veyer here. Yeah, Lubin cost him 15 yards with that little impromptu demonstration. Which is funny, and your teammates like it, but it's just not a smart play.
Not popular with Coach.
No.
Not popular with Coach at all.
So 1st and 10, ball at the 25-yard line as Coastal goes back on offense again. Panthers can't get out of their own way here in this first quarter. Vasco, all kinds of time, dumps it in the middle, and it's caught by McKee again. He was juggling the ball and was able to control it going out of bounds at the 50-yard line. Seneca McKee, he's not going to want the season to end. He's coming on strong.
Well, that's because Vasco is getting all kind of time. You're right. He had a lot of time to get his receiver and juggle it momentarily. McKee hauls it in. Another great catch for him today.
25-yard reception for McKee, who already has a 10-yard touchdown catch in this game. Coming off a 5-catch game last week against Georgia Southern in the loss, was easily their top and most productive wide receiver. Washington gets his first carry of the game, and Christian Washington batters down to the 42.5-yard line.
Washington's good for change of pace. Also can come out of the backfield and receive a pass as well. He's good for that.
Redshirt sophomore out of San Diego by way of Helix High School and transfer from New Mexico. 5'10", 200 pounds. Gonna get it again. Hits the hole and changes direction. Picks up a first down at the 38-yard line. Wow, you can tell Coastal's just playing with a lot of confidence right now, and the Panthers have tossed gasoline on the fire with their mistakes.
Coach Beck said the team had been pressing. He felt like they needed to just relax, go out and play the game. That was his message this week during Thanksgiving. Be thankful. You're getting to play this great game. Just relax and go out and play and do the things you know to do.
1st and 10, ball at the 38-yard line. Running a reverse. Duplessis throws it downfield for Vasco, and that's going to be intercepted. Panthers get it back. Coastal got a little bit too cute and throw an interception themselves. An interception thrown by the wide receiver.
You want to see that happen. As Jamerson Tucker throws it out there, and Mark Morris comes away with the interception in Georgia State.
Wow. That's an interesting play call right there for Coastal. You got everything going your way, and you run a wide receiver pass intended for the quarterback 30 yards downfield, and it's interception.
He gets the ball back to the Panthers. Let's see if they can get any consistency going here. It's been rough going for them offensively in this game, the first 2 possessions.
So cute doesn't work for Coastal right there, and the Panthers back on offense at the 6-yard line. Handoff goes to Brock, breaks 1 tackle, and Brock moving the pile up close to the 15-yard line.
Brock has shown you give him opportunities and give him a block or 2. He can make a guy miss, do some great things. That's a great first down.
2nd down and 2. Brock gets it again, makes a man miss in the backfield, and picks up the first down. Barry Brown, their leading tackler last week in that loss to Georgia Southern, playing in that linebacker spot vacated by the injury to Shane Bruce, made the tackle, but it's a first down run for Brock.
Brock going out, and now Michael Dukes comes in.
1st and 10 from the 27-yard line. Keeper by Veyer, cuts back in the hole, and Veyer up to the 22-yard line. Lubin in on that tackle for Coastal Carolina. Lubin has been a special player for them, especially in conference games. He's 2nd in Sun Belt games in quarterback sacks and 3rd in TFL. Coach Tim Beck was raving about him when we had the opportunity to visit with him this week. Veyer going to the air, his first completion to the teams in the blue jerseys. And that's going to be a first down at the 29-yard line as it goes to Ted Hurst.
Ted Hurst has been the guy that emerged right from the very first game of the season over at Georgia Tech. He's a valuable target for this Georgia State team. He has been pretty consistent throughout the season.
1st and 10, one of the top 10 wide receivers in the Sun Belt Conference statistically. Therefore, he draws a lot of attention on the opposing team's scouting report. Pocket for Veyer. Now it breaks down. He's being chased by Brown. Throws it out of bounds. The linebacker, Trey Brown, broke through the offensive line and gave chase and made Veyer dump it out of play. It's going to be 2nd down and 10.
Here comes the pressure, and yep, you're right. It's a smart thing for Veyer to do. You see the pressure coming at him. Trey Brown there, 55. Veyer has to get rid of it.
Yeah, both of those Browns, Trey Brown, Barry Brown, both those guys have been really good for them, especially since they've had some really bad injuries in that linebacking core late in the season, has contributed to that 5 losses in the last 6 games. Ball goes to Brock. Brock out across the 35 to 40, and Brock up close to the 50-yard line. Brock with a nice catch and run, finally tackled by Gordon.
Nice call. You want to get the ball to your running back out of some space and give him some room to work. It's a block there. Weaves his way through it and makes a great pickup, and the chains move.
Samarian Gordon making that tackle after a 21-yard pickup for Freddie Brock. Bayer runs, tackled. Diggs making the tackle right there. Diggs is the guy that hit him on the opening play of the game that forced the interception. Diggs makes the tackle right there. It's going to be second down.
Watch for 13. Bayer looks and doesn't see anything he likes, decides to run and doesn't get very far. As Diggs is there to put the hit on him.
Approaching 2 minutes to play in this opening period, and Coastal Carolina on top 7-0. Second down and 12. Pass caught in stride. And Hurst, they're trying to strip him of the football as he's going down. He holds on to it. First down for the Panthers at the 33.
Bayer bounces back with another completion to Hurst. Like you said, everybody's game plan, everybody's report knows what he does. Still, Hurst gets the catch and nice yards after the catch, even dragging the defender.
Ninth play of the drive coming up for the Panthers. Putting together a nice campaign here on this series of downs. Brock gets it again right there in the middle. Gets knocked to the ground. Braylon Ryan, the linebacker, making the tackle. Going to be second down.
A lot of conversation going on down here on the field.
They're probably just asking each other how their Thanksgivings went. Second down and 7. See the center, Alec Johnson, pointing out the defensive line and who's coming. So they pick him up on the block. Brock got hit. Nice play by Brown. That was Barry Brown that time. Got penetration. Going to bring up third down for the Panthers.
Brown making a great play here. Just relentless. Knows where to go. Wraps up that running back.
Yeah, he's played with a great motor since getting his big opportunity when Bruce went down in that Marshall game a couple of weeks ago. So making his second consecutive start. Brings up third down and 6.
You got one, man. You lucky bastard.
Got a whistle here.
8 seconds to play in the quarter.
Prior to the snap, first charge timeout, Georgia State.
So the Panthers burn the timeout with 8 seconds to play in the quarter and facing a big 3rd and 6. Do not want to waste the opportunity. We'll step aside as they decide what they want to do and come back for the final 8 seconds of the first right after this.
Welcome to Sapphire Lounge by the Club. With craft cocktails, local...
Marketers are spread so thin. You've got to generate leads, then score leads, then contact. Marketers are spread so thin. You've got to generate leads, then score leads, then contact.
Yes. All right.
Ooh. Marketers are spread so thin. You've got to generate leads, then score leads, then contact. Marketers are spread so thin. You've got to generate leads, then score leads, then contact.
The polar vortex is bringing a lot of snow. Just be safe getting home.
Picture this. You thought you missed the Black Friday deal.
At Burger King, we flame grill our burgers. Why?
And now for a weather update. The polar vortex is bringing a lot of snow. The polar vortex is bringing a lot of snow. Just be safe getting home.
Welcome to Sapphire Lounge by the Club. With craft cocktails, local... Welcome to Sapphire Lounge by the Club. With craft cocktails, local.
Picture this, our biggest ever Black Friday sale now extended with 25% off practically.
Tonight we have the cassava salad, bambara prawns, suya grilled lamb.
At Burger King, we flame grill our burgers. Why? At Burger King, we flame grill our burgers. Why?
The polar vortex is bringing a lot of snow. Just be safe getting home.
NHL on ESPN Plus is back. Enjoy 1,000+ out of market.
Let's go! The SEC ACC Challenge next Thursday on ESPN.
Coach Del McGee, you can tell because his name is on his jacket. That's a sporty-looking jacket he's got there.
It is pretty sharp, isn't it?
Maybe he could hook us up with some swag like that. In his first season as the Panthers head coach, trying to finish up things strong here and finish 4-8 in year number 1. Pretty good record considering it didn't take over until February 24th in the middle of spring football practice. 3rd and 6 coming up for the Panthers. They are 35+% on their third downs offensively this season, which is 12th in the 14-team Sun Belt Conference. And a big third down right here. That's why the Panthers called the timeout. They didn't want to waste this opportunity. Probably the final play of the quarter. Veyer going to keep it and pick up the first down, and Veyer gets out of bounds at the 13-yard line.
And it's not the final play quarter. He got 2 seconds left.
Man, he covered that distance pretty quick. Just 6 seconds off the clock.
Really did. Making the most of it. One of the things that he can do.
And now it is the final play.
It is the final play. Okay, those 2 seconds run off the clock.
They put the ball down and started the clock again. 16-yard pickup by Veyer on 3rd down and 6. Keeps the drive alive for the Panthers, so they'll have it deep in coastal territory when we come back and start the second right after this timeout. Big interceptions by Matthew McDoom in that first quarter. 2 of them exactly lead to Sunbelt leading this one, or Coastal leading this Sunbelt Conference game 7-0. No, I mean, just come back out to show Veyer. Just show Veyer. Yeah, we'll talk about that. Yeah.
Tonight we have the cassava salad, bambara prawns, suya grilled lamb.
Marketers are spread so thin. You've got to generate leads, then score leads, then contact. Marketers are spread so thin. You've got to generate leads, then score leads, then contact. Marketers are spread so thin. You've got to generate leads, then score leads, then contact.
We were there in Paris. Exclusive events and incredible restaurants.
Picture this, the sofa no one else has, designed by you.
Marketers are spread so thin. You've got to generate leads, then score leads, then contact.
Picture this, the sofa no one else has, designed by you.
Marketers are spread so thin. You've got to generate leads, then score leads, then contact.
Welcome to Sapphire Lounge by the Club. With craft cocktails, local. Welcome to Sapphire Lounge by the Club. With craft cocktails, local.
We were there in Paris. Exclusive events and incredible restaurants.
Picture this, you're refreshing the living room.
At Burger King, we flame grill our burgers. Why?
What's that sound?
This holiday season.
Picture this, our biggest ever Black Friday sale now extended with 25% off practically.
We were there in Paris. Exclusive events and incredible restaurants.
At Burger King, we flame grill our burgers. Why? At Burger King, we flame grill our burgers. Why?
Sam, the biggest thing we may see all weekend, the proposal at the end of the first quarter heading into the second.
Man, this couple were told that we're going to get field level seats. We're elevating you guys to field level seats, and then this happens.
Congratulations to them, and good luck.
Absolutely.
In their marriage to come. Ball is thrown to the back of the end zone and broken up by McDoom. Matthew McDoom is having a career here in the first half. 2 interceptions and breaks up a touchdown reception right there.
And that was Bayer going to Ted Hurst. Back of that end zone, and Dooms comes up and plays another big defensive play.
And Matthew McDoom has meant doom to Del McGee's team so far. Second down. Handoff goes C.J. Beasley. First carry of the game for Beasley. Short gain, 2-yard pickup, 3rd down and 8.
Beasley's been getting some opportunities, some injuries in the backfield.
This started at the 5:32 mark of the first quarter, is now stretched into the first minute of the second quarter. 3rd down coming up. Panthers converted on a big 3rd down after a timeout on the final play of the first quarter. They are going to the air, dancing around back there. Now he's being chased. Bayer gonna heave it out of bounds before he steps out of bounds. And that'll be an incomplete pass, and it's 4th down. The Panthers will have to try for a field goal here. Not exactly what you were looking for there, but the silver lining is Bayer did not take a big loss on the play. Would have been a 10-yard loss had he stepped out of bounds or close to it right there. Wisely tosses it out of bounds to keep the field goal at a 29-yard attempt for Liam Rickman.
Yeah, Gavin Ransaw there along with Monte Diggs to force him into that. Now let's see if the Panthers can get 3.
Rickman pops it through the uprights. Panthers get on the board. 81-yard drive results in the field goal by Rickman. It's 7-3 here early in the second quarter.
The polar vortex is bringing a lot of snow. Just be safe getting home.
At Burger King, we flame grill our burgers. Why?
Marketers are spread so thin. You've got to generate leads, then score leads, then contact. Marketers are spread so thin. You've got to generate leads, then score leads, then contact. Marketers are spread so thin. You've got to generate leads, then score leads, then contact.
Picture this, our biggest ever Black Friday sale now extended with 25% off practically.
Marketers are spread so thin. You've got to generate leads, then score leads, then contact.
At Burger King, we flame grill our burgers. Why? At Burger King, we flame grill our burgers. Why?
Picture this, our biggest ever Black Friday sale now extended with 25% off practically.
Tonight we have the cassava salad, bambara prawns, suya grilled lamb.
Let's go to our next segment, Fairest Calls, inspired by Geico's Fair and Fast 24/7.
We were there in Paris. Exclusive events and incredible restaurants.
Picture this, the sofa no one else has, designed by you.
Tonight we have the cassava salad, bambara prawns, suya grilled lamb.
At Burger King, we flame grill our burgers. Why?
This season, share the merry with a...
We were there in Paris. Exclusive events and incredible restaurants. We were there in Paris. Exclusive events and incredible restaurants.
At Burger King, we flame grill our burgers. Why? At Burger King, we flame grill our burgers. Why? At Burger King, we flame grill our burgers. Why?
NHL on ESPN Plus is back. Enjoy 1,000 plus out of market.
Let's go! The SEC ACC Challenge next Thursday on ESPN.
Panthers get the field goal by Rickman to make it 7-3. Bayer 3 of 6 passing, 42 yards, and Brock 4 carries, 15 yards on that 15-play, 83-yard drive that ate up 4:28 off the clock. Matt Stewart along with Sam Crenshaw. Thanks for joining us. Regular season finale for these two teams. Coastal's hoping to play another game, and they will be in contention to do that if they can get the win here today. They would reach bowl eligibility for a 5th consecutive season. Panthers wrapping up their regular season. Even bigger day coming up for them on Wednesday. That's National Signing Day.
Absolutely.
According to On3, Panthers have put together the best recruiting class in the Sun Belt Conference for 2025, the 2025 signing class. And Coach Dale McGee talking to him this week, very cautious about players they may still lose up until that day, and players they may gain up until that day.
It's just, it's a balancing act. It really is, and nothing's for sure until you get everybody signed and get them on campus. But yes, he's very much looking forward to it, and a lot of work has gone into what we're going to see.
Yeah, they had 24 3-stars lined up in their class, which is easily the most Georgia State's ever had. So we'll wait and see how that plays out. Same thing for Coastal here. National Signing Day. It's a big day right here at the end of the regular season. And a 10-yard run right up the middle. Braden Bennett with the carry. His 6th carry of the game.
You got a player still down here for Georgia State.
Looks like that is one of the linebackers. Is that Josiah Robinson?
Josiah
25.
Robinson.
Josiah Robinson. They're looking at his right leg, it looks like. Or maybe they're looking at his arm. Yeah, they're looking more at his thumb in his left hand now. Yeah, looking at the thumb on his left hand. And he's already got it padded up pretty good. Looks like it hurts.
Yeah. Coach McGee out with the training staff to get a look for himself.
So Robinson going to come out of the game at least for one play. We'll check his status going forward. The Panthers and Coastal share this in common, man. Both have been hit hard by injuries, and I think that's one of the big things that you're going to see with all teams, not just Sun Belt, but all conferences in this day of NIL. And I think, and the transfer portal, Nick Saban has talked about this on game day. The place where you're seeing the most impact is in depth. Players don't stick around to be a second and third teamer anymore, waiting for their opportunity to be a starter. So you're seeing a big hit on teams' depth, the second and third teamers.
Well, that power just keeps going.
Bennett, good hard runner there for Coastal Carolina, up to the 41-yard line.
So look and just watch us follow the white jerseys. Legs still going.
6-yard pickup to the 41-yard line. 2nd down and 4. Six carries, 23 yards for Bennett so far today. Vasco going to keep it, now pitch it to Bennett. Bennett coming to the short side, has the 1st down and more. Stepped out of bounds at the 49. But that'll be enough for the 1st down, 8-yard pickup.
Different look, give you a little look of an option on that play. Bennett gets enough to move the chains.
Yeah, a lot of these plays, that hasn't changed from the days of Grayson McCall. And Vasco, with his athleticism, has been able to step in and keep that part of the playbook going. 1st down and 10, ball at the 49-yard line. 108 total offense for Coastal so far today. Vasco wants to throw, and does, and intercepted at the 33-yard line. Jiron Gilmore with the interception and stuck the landing.
What a balancing act there on one foot, but he's in bounds. Watches and brings it in.
Yeah, great job by Gilmore. Watch him get the toe down on the sideline as if he was the intended target. Does a super job. Panthers got the ball back when we get back.
We were there in Paris. Exclusive events and incredible restaurants.
Marketers are spread so thin. You've got to generate leads, then score leads, then contact. Marketers are spread so thin. You've got to generate leads, then score leads, then contact.
Welcome to Sapphire Lounge by the Club. With craft cocktails, local.
We were there in Paris. Exclusive events and incredible restaurants. We were there in Paris. Exclusive events and incredible restaurants.
Tonight we have the cassava salad, bambara prawns, suya grilled lamb.
At Burger King, we flame grill our burgers. Why? At Burger King, we flame grill our burgers. Why?
What's that sound?
This holiday season,
What's that sound?
this holiday season,
At Burger King, we flame grill our burgers. Why?
The polar vortex is bringing a lot of snow. Just be safe getting home.
Welcome to Sapphire Lounge by the Club. With craft cocktails, local.
Tonight we have the cassava salad, bambara prawns, suya grilled lamb.
At Burger King, we flame grill our burgers. Why?
Picture this, our biggest ever Black Friday sale now extended with 25% off practically.
At Burger King, we flame grill our burgers. Why?
NHL on ESPN Plus is back. Enjoy 1,000+ out of market.
Let's go! The SEC ACC Challenge next Thursday on ESPN.
Opening 2.5 minutes of the second quarter, Panthers going back on offense and trailing 7-3. Matt Stewart along with Sam Crenshaw. Sam, about 50 minutes ago when we started this game, we talked about both of these quarterbacks needing to protect the football, and both of them have thrown 2 interceptions here in the first 18 minutes of the game.
Absolutely. We talked about how crucial that was for this game to really the ball security and taking care of it, and we've seen it turn over. Georgia State, the latest one to get an interception, and now let's see if Christian Bayer could move them down the field.
Winner might be the team with the quarterback that throws the fewest interceptions. We're now evened up on that number again. Bayer going to hand off. Short game for the Panthers right there. Freddie Brock on the carry.
Look at the shadow coming over certain parts of the field, and for those who are familiar with this, the shadow is totally what was the infield. This was a baseball arrangement.
But usually we didn't get this because we didn't play baseball in late November.
True.
The shadow did hit, but not this early in the day.
Right.
It was usually about 4 or 5 o'clock when you played those rare afternoon games. Brock off to a great run here and driven out of bounds at the 44-yard line. So Brock having another good day. All things said and done, Sam, he's had a really fine season after bursting on the scene in the bowl game last December.
Last year out in Idaho, had a big game out there. Made the most of his opportunities, and he's followed it up this season.
Yeah, set the Panthers' single-season rushing record in that bowl game. He's got 7 carries for 33 yards so far today. It's 1st and 10. And you know, it did Del McGee's soul good for the Panthers to run the ball like they did last week at Texas State. They have been dead last in the conference all season long, and they are again statistically. And for a guy like Del McGee, who made his bones as a running backs coach,
right,
you know, at the collegiate level at Georgia specifically before coming to Georgia State, you know, it just really probably irks him to no end that their team is last in the conference in rushing.
And also that had been the tradition here at Georgia State for some time, a strong running game.
2nd down and 9. Tucker in motion. He's yet to get a ball today. Ball goes to Hurst that time. Dropped at the 49. 5-yard pickup.
Derrick Brown in on the stop that time, but once again, they're hooking up. Bayer hooking up with Hurst, his favorite receiver.
3rd down and 5. Ball sitting on the 49. The line to gain is the other 46. Bayer slings it out here to Dukes. Dukes stops and cuts upfield and picks up the 1st down. Fine catch and run there by Dukes to slam on the brakes and then just get vertical.
There you go, look at 22. Michael Dukes in the game. Swing pass out to him and plants that foot and makes the cut. And the sticks move.
Hurst has 3 catches. Dukes and Brock have 3 catches. So 1 wide receiver with catches and 2 running backs with catches. So most of the passing has gone to the running backs. Bayer, a little razzle-dazzle, now going to turn upfield and run with a lot of room to run and get out of bounds at the 19-yard line. Nice play call by Jim Chaney, the OC right there. And 23-yard pickup for Bayer.
Looking at it, a lot of fakes here, and you wonder if this is really what was supposed to happen. No fakes, the handoff. A little turnaround there by Bayer. Lots of green grass out in front of him.
Yeah, if all that was intentional, they practiced that a long time. But it worked. And maybe it was intentional. But 1st and 10, ball at the 19-yard line. It kind of looked like in live time that Bayer turned around and still had the ball in his hands, said, I got to do something with it. And fortunately for him, there was wide open space to his left to run in.
You want to be lucky, you want to be good.
Handoff goes to Brock. Brock inside the 5, touchdown, Georgia State. "19-yard touchdown run for Freddie Brock, and the Panthers have their first lead of the game.
Nothing wrong with the execution on this play, Matt. You follow your blocks, you cut it up, and he knows how to get to the end zone for the finish.
Being able to run the ball is just so big for your offensive success. And you can see how the Panthers last week and then again this week, as they try to end the season on a 2-game winning streak, how being able to run the ball has tied directly into the fact they have a lead now here today. 97 yards rushing now for the Panthers here. Still midway through the 2nd quarter. PAT by Rickman. And a 10-7 lead for Georgia State. Brock takes it to the end zone. Panthers on top for the first time today.
Welcome to Sapphire Lounge by the Club. With craft cocktails, local...
Marketers are spread so thin. You've got to generate leads, then score leads, then contact.
The polar vortex is bringing a lot of snow. Just be safe getting home. And now for a weather update. The polar vortex is bringing a lot of snow.
Tonight we have the cassava salad, bambara prawns, suya grilled lamb.
The polar vortex is bringing a lot of snow. Just be safe getting home.
Welcome to Sapphire Lounge by the Club. With craft cocktails, local...
Marketers are spread so thin. You've got to generate leads, then score leads, then contact.
Picture this, our biggest ever Black Friday sale now extended with 25% off practically.
Marketers are spread so thin. You've got to generate leads, then score leads, then contact.
Tonight we have the cassava salad, bambara prawns, suya grilled lamb.
The polar vortex is bringing a lot of snow. Just be safe getting home.
Tonight we have the cassava salad, bambara prawns, suya grilled lamb.
Picture this, our biggest ever Black Friday sale now extended with 25% off practically.
At Burger King, we flame grill our burgers. Why? At Burger King, we flame grill our burgers. Why?
Man, we can't buy a bucket. You know what you do when your team can't buy a bucket. You're gonna say.
Welcome to Sapphire Lounge by the Club. With craft cocktails, local...
This season, share the merry with a...
At Burger King, we flame grill our burgers. Why?
Picture this, the sofa no one else has. Designed by you.
At Burger King, we flame grill our burgers. Why?
NHL on ESPN Plus is back. Enjoy 1,000+ out of market.
Let's go!
the SEC ACC Challenge, next Thursday on ESPN.
Yeah. They got no roof.
8:38 to play in the half, and Georgia State now on top 10-7. There's a look at the old Turner Field configuration. Now Center Park Stadium, visiting with Coach Tim Beck and Chance Miller, their new AD, down on the field before the game, as are most of the visiting teams when they come in here. They want to know, where was home plate? Well, look at the corner of your screen right here, about midway up, you see the Panther. That's where home plate was.
Yeah.
Everybody's always interested in the history of this ballpark, which of course started before the Braves, started as Olympic Stadium and opened up in 1995. They had some pre-Olympic events, I believe in 1995 or early 1996, had some pre-Olympic events, and then of course had the summer games here in 1996. There's the corner of the stadium where home plate used to be. And the dugouts were in that area too, of course, no longer there.
Gives you an idea.
And looking out towards right field, and now kind of moving down the left field line right now with the pan of our camera. 1st and 10 for Coastal as they go back on offense.
That's good carry.
Brandon Bennett, he's starting to get heated up. He runs for a first down across the 35. He looks like he's shaken up too. He rolls off the field. 12-yard pickup for Bennett.
That brings Christian Washington in on his place. Let's take a look and see how he landed at the end.
Yeah, I didn't see it. He certainly has been a bright spot for this Coastal team that has really struggled mightily down the stretch. Washington bounces off the line, now cuts back in the middle and gets some yardage out of it.
We made something out of that, man. There was nothing there.
Yeah, he was stopped at the line of scrimmage. Xavier Robinson, the linebacker, finally got him on the ground after a 3-yard pickup.
There's not much here. Bounces out, and bounces comes back to the inside.
K.D. McDaniel in on that stop as well, and you can see Brandon Bennett, Braden Bennett, pardon me, is hobbling off the field. Head to the locker room, it looks like. 2nd down, or at least to the 10. 2nd down, ball at the 40. Vasco in the middle, complete across midfield, and that will be a 1st down. Catch by Jamison Tucker.
Vasco, quick release, gets it out of his hands quickly to Tucker, and that's going to move the chains.
Ball at the 48-yard line, 1st and 10. Pretty even on the passing yardage. Georgia State has now taken the lead in total yardage. They've also taken the lead on the scoreboard. Vasco going to run option and pitch here to Washington. Washington gets tracked down from behind. That was big Henry Bryant, the nose guard, out there making the tackle on the edge. Watch number 10 here.
Number 10 following his guy, going to make a stop. Stays with him.
Yeah, I mean, he just tracked it all the way down the line. Washington gets the handoff right up the middle, makes a cut inside the 20. Then the turf monster gets him at the 15-yard line.
How does that turf monster do it? Did it again after a great run. Found a crease. Looked like he was headed for 6 points.
Yeah, right there. Back to live action in Washington as Coastal playing with some tempo now. 5-yard pickup down to the 10-yard line.
We'll be seeing a lot of Washington as Bennett is now in the tent over on the sideline. We saw him leave with an injury, and they're still looking at him over there.
Speaking of going to the tent, remember Josiah Robinson left the field for the Panthers earlier with that injured thumb. Looks like he's back out there now on that linebacking core. There he is, number 25. The 2 Robinsons, Josiah and Xavier. Washington 3 for 30 on this drive. Now Vasco going to follow Washington, and Isaiah Guy comes up and pops him hard, but he falls forward to the 6-yard line.
Did get a nice lick right there from number 7. Going to come up and hit him right there. Tries to keep his feet.
Well, Guy did a good job, put his helmet on the football, but Vasco did an even better job of securing the football, not coughing it up. It's going to be 3rd down and 1 now. Vasco going to run it, and I think he got the 1st down. Swint got in there and grabbed his ankle, but I think the length of his body was good enough to get him the first down, and it was. 1st and goal to go now for Coastal.
Vasco doing just enough that time. Possession continues. Still got Christian Washington behind him there as a running back.
1st and goal to go now. Ball at the 5. Coastal trying to reclaim the lead, which they grabbed on their opening series of the game. Vasco sprint out, throw, touchdown, Coastal Carolina. Ball goes to the tight end, Zach Courtney. And a 13-10 lead for Coastal.
Nice work by Vasco. Rolls out and he's looking in the end zone, finds his receiver.
5-yard touchdown catch, one of 4 tight ends they've got listed on their depth chart. And Coastal will try to go up by 4 right here as Hensley's on for the PAT. Kick up and good, and a 14-10 lead for Coastal. Nicely executed drive. Ironically, Coastal really put it together after Bennett got hurt. They turned to Washington, and then Vasco finished it off with the touchdown catch in the back of the end zone. So now Panthers will go back on offense. And trailing by 4.
Let's look at Vasco.
Tim Beck really appealed to his guys this week on establishing and maintaining that legacy of going to a bowl game for a 5th consecutive year, which they can do. They can at least secure bowl eligibility and likely would go to a bowl game. Secure bowl eligibility with a win here today, completing the 9-play 75-yard drive, 4:22 off the clock. Vasco was 2 for 2, 17 yards and a touchdown passing on that drive. And then Washington, who came in after Bennett got hurt, was 4 for 32 carrying the ball.
So with 4:16 to go, Coastal Carolina gets some points on the board. A successful drive. Even though their top running back has had to lead the game, they still are able to maintain and get into the end zone. That's going to be big.
Liam Gray will kick off for the Chanticleers. And a line drive kick that's going to squirt into the end zone and through the back of the end zone and past Riles. The Panthers will bring it out to the 25-yard line to start their next possession. Panthers 60 yards passing from Veyer, 97 yards rushing. Brock has gone for 55. Veyer himself has run for 40. He's their 2nd leading rusher today. They've used his legs effectively. Panthers trying to pick up their first win here at Center Park Stadium since they beat Vanderbilt in mid-September.
Seemed like that was longer ago, didn't it?
It was a long time ago. A long time between home wins as well. Handoff goes to Dukes, waits for the hole to open, and he runs forward and picks up a nice gain on the play up to the 33-yard line.
Tobias Fletcher there to make the stop for Coastal Carolina. Yeah, that game, that game really what it means to this season, and we'll get into it a little later on as we go along.
You mentioned Fletcher. He's another one of the guys from Atlanta, played at Carver, Atlanta for Coach Darren Miles, playing back here in this hometown stadium. Heavy rush, and Lubin got him. He has been a quarterback sacking machine for Coastal Carolina, especially in conference play, and he gets another right there.
Gets another sack this time, and he doesn't get the penalty like he got last time or earlier in the game, but he gets the takedown right there on Veyer.
And Lubin has been an absolute beast for Coastal Carolina here in conference games. Big quarterback sack right there to put the Panthers back at 3rd and 10. Veyer passes, and flag comes out. It is caught for a first down at the 36, if it will stand. That was Dorian Fleming, who had such a big game against Texas State last week with 3 touchdown catches, making his first catch of the game.
I think this is going to be a hold against Coastal Carolina.
It was thrown in the defensive
Part of the
backfield.
pass, holding, defense, number 6. Penalties declined. Result of play is a first down.
Zamarian Gordon, transfer from Southern Cal, called for the infraction, declined. 1st and 10 Panthers, ball at the 37. 3 minutes now, less than that to play here in the first half. Veyer going to keep it. Nice run by Veyer. Changed hands. He had the ball on the inside hand, the right hand, then switched to the outside hand, the left hand, and made that run like he was a running back.
Makes a run, shook the one defender.
Big pop.
There. Credit to Hurst is out there, giving a little bit of a block. They help him get the yards for the first down.
That was Miles Woods, another Atlanta kid. He played at Grayson High School. Freshman from Grayson. Brock on the carry. So this is also a big game. We talked about that with Tim Beck. A big game for a lot of his guys because they played their hometown ball here in Atlanta. Miles Woods, one of those. His Grayson Rams team now went away from getting to the state championship here in 6A in Georgia. A very familiar place for them to be. Hurst makes the catch at the 36, and that will bring us to the 2-minute timeout, stopping the clock with 1:57 to play in the half. Down to our final 2 minutes here in the second quarter. Panthers trying to reclaim the lead before halftime. It'll be 2nd down and 6 from the 36 when we get back.
Marketers are spread so thin. You've got to generate leads, then score leads, then contact.
At Burger King, we flame grill our burgers. Why?
The polar vortex is bringing a lot of snow. Just be safe getting home.
Marketers are spread so thin. You've got to generate leads, then score leads, then contact.
Picture this, the sofa no one else has, designed by you.
Marketers are spread so thin. You've got to generate leads, then score leads, then contact.
The polar vortex is bringing a lot of snow. Just be safe getting home.
Tonight we have the cassava salad, bambara prawns, suya grilled lamb.
The polar vortex is bringing a lot of snow. Just be safe getting home.
Welcome to Sapphire Lounge by the Club. With craft cocktails, local.
At Burger King, we flame grill our burgers. Why?
Marketers are spread so thin. You've got to generate leads, then score leads, then contact.
We were there in Paris. Exclusive events at incredible restaurants.
Tonight we have the cassava salad, bambara prawns, suya grilled lamb.
Let's go to our next segment, Fairest Calls, inspired by Geico's fair and fast 24/7.
We were there in Paris. Exclusive events at incredible restaurants.
At Burger King, we flame grill our burgers. Why? At Burger King, we flame grill our burgers. Why? At Burger King, we flame grill our burgers. Why?
All right, Tina, 6 is hard to beat.
Not for us.
We were there in Paris. Exclusive events at incredible restaurants.
Welcome to Sapphire Lounge by the Club. With craft cocktails, local.
At Burger King, we flame grill our burgers. Why? At Burger King, we flame grill our burgers. Why? At Burger King, we flame grill our burgers. Why?
NHL on ESPN Plus is back. Enjoy 1,000 plus out of market.
Let's go! The SEC ACC Challenge next Thursday on ESPN.
Beautiful shot of downtown Atlanta on this Thanksgiving weekend Saturday. Thanks for joining us. It's 2nd down and 6 for the Panthers. 1:57 to play in the half. Handoff goes to Brock. And Brock gets shoved back. No, still on his feet. They didn't blow the whistle. The whistle was coming late.
They blew the whistle after he was getting free.
And I think the Panthers are upset about the fact that the whistle came after he got free. And a timeout has been called by the Panthers. Look, this now. I agree. I thought that his forward momentum has stopped right there, but they didn't blow the whistle. Diggs was the guy that met him in the hole. And then it was after he was able to spin out of that tackle that they finally blew the whistle. So bring up third down, and you see McAllister out there. He could possibly be called on here in a long field goal situation. Anytime the ball is, I think McGee said, anytime the ball is 42 or the kick is 42 and beyond, they're going to use McAllister. They've done it twice now in the last couple of weeks, and McAllister's hit a couple of bombs for them.
So with a minute 48 to go, you got an opportunity to get some points on the board going into the locker room. You definitely want to do that.
But I think what they really want to do is they want to get a first down here. This will allow them to possibly score and eat up the rest of the half, because the last thing they want to do is score right here, have to settle for a field goal in this time range,
right,
which would give Coastal plenty of time to come back and answer and score some points themselves.
Panthers have had some problems with that this season, right before halftime.
So third down. Veyer going to run it right up the middle and get the first down. Veyer fumbled the ball, had it poked out from behind, and Coastal's got it. Third turnover for the Panthers. And all three of them have come when the ball was in the hands of Veyer right here. It gets poked out from behind right there.
Fletcher says, look what I found.
Yeah, Tobias Fletcher was in the right place at the right time. And the Panthers miss an opportunity to score at all, much less a field goal. And so Coastal's got it back. Fletcher comes up. Look at that. Now that's something right there.
On a cold day, that thing gets pretty warm too. Well, here's the thing. A minute 40, and they got the ball back, Matt. They got time.
Yeah. Let's see what they do with it. Washington, who's run the ball well since Bennett got injured in this game. Now, it's going to be Price, pardon me. Price getting his first carry of the game, Simeon Price. Second down and 2. Ball is out and caught, and it's going to be a short gain at the 21-yard line. McKee making the grab, his third catch of the game. And that's going to be enough for the first down. So 1st and 10, McKee with the first down catch, and now a timeout called. We have a
Henry Bryant's coming out, and 11 Christian Lorenzo.
Yeah, that's not 11 Christian Veyer coming in the game. That's the other number 11. Vasco being chased out of the pocket. He's going to run to the far sideline and pick up the first down. So Vasco showing a lot of what Veyer has done in this game. An 11-yard pickup right there. Stops the clock with 1:04 to play in the half.
Just being smart and not seeing, I wanted to force anything downfield. He's got some room to run and can step out of bounds, pick up that first down.
Flag,
nope,
going to race the play. There is a reason these teams are in the positions that they are in today. And at times,
offense, number 68, 10-yard penalty. Repeat second down.
And Sam, at times they have shown us that.
Correction, repeat first down.
They have.
Costly penalties, costly turnovers. Panthers have committed 3 turnovers. Coastal's had 2. So 5 total turnovers by these two teams. There's the holding call right there, as K.D. McDaniel was breathing down the neck of Ethan Vasco, the quarterback. So it's going to be first down and 20. Back at the 11-yard line with 67 seconds to play in the half. Let's see if Coastal changes their approach here and just runs the ball. Price gets the carry. Still moving the pile. Panthers have only 1 timeout remaining. So Georgia State does use the timeout here, which brings up 2nd down and 13. Interesting in that with just that 1 timeout remaining, now no timeouts remaining, they really don't have an opportunity to get the ball back in the conventional way. Now, if they're able to force a turnover, they are. But Coastal, by just simply running the ball here and holding on to it, can effectively close out the half and get to the locker room with the lead.
Look at those total yards. We know how this game started out, Matt.
Yeah, 421 total yards between the two teams combined. And both teams have been more heavy on the rush than they have the pass. 145, 127 Panthers in the rushing category. 76-73 for the Panthers in the passing category. And the biggest number that stands out through the first 2 quarters of play are those 5 turnovers. 3 by the Panthers, 2 by Coastal.
Man.
So you can see why the Panthers, they're like, well, let's run another play. Maybe they'll turn the ball over. And Coastal would probably be thinking the same way if the Panthers were on offense. Price with the carry. Gets tackled from behind. It's going to be 3rd down. Well, hold on a second. The Panthers had another timeout. So the Panthers had not used. I thought that last timeout that they burned was their last. Now this is their last, I think. The scoreboard was showing that they did not have any timeouts remaining. Yeah, so the stat broadcast system that we use and we count on for correct information was incorrect. So I'll throw them under the bus.
Hey, why not?
3rd down and 8 coming up. And so the Panthers apparently, well, the scoreboard says the Panthers have 1 timeout remaining.
Yep.
The stat broadcast says the Panthers have no timeouts remaining. If the Panthers have 1 timeout remaining, they're still in business. There's the 1 timeout seen on the scoreboard right there. If they do have 1 timeout remaining, and I don't know who to trust, then the Panthers can maybe get the ball back. Vasco gonna run it, and up to the 32-yard line. That kind of makes it a moot point right there as he picks up the 1st down of a 10-yard gain.
Got just enough for the 1st down. They're back up on the ball.
Clock continues to run, so now Coastal's thinking maybe we can get the ball down the field and get a long field goal. If not better than that. Vasco throwing on the run, and it's caught by Carr, the tight end. Kendall Carr with his 2nd reception of the game.
Ethan Vasco just extends that play just long enough for his tight end to come open. There you see preseason 2nd team.
So 1st and 10 ball at the 50-yard line. So now they really do have a chance to get points on the board. Probably 20, 25 yards away from the legitimate field goal attempt right here. Vasco backpedaling and throwing, and nobody there. Brings up 2nd down and 10, and the clock's sitting at 28 seconds. So you take your choice. Stat broadcast says Coastal has 3 timeouts remaining. Our scoreboard here in the stadium says they have 2.
Either way, 28 seconds.
Either way, it looks like they do have some opportunities to stop the clock, depending upon what they want to do right here. 2nd down and 10. Penalty flag dropped.
Then you look at Coach McGee. Got a penalty flag down. Let's see what the call's going to be here.
It's against Coastal. They've already marked it off.
False start. Offense. Number 67. 5-yard penalty. Remains 2nd down.
That'll be on Donovan Manson, the big, and I mean big, 6'3", 300, right guard.
Hard to miss him.
No. 2nd down. Vasco on the drag across the middle is complete to McKee. McKee jitterbugging down to the 43-yard line, and a timeout called by Coastal with 19 seconds to play in the half as they creep ever closer to field goal range here.
They're getting real close to field goal range. Like you said, from the drag right there, turns, goes back the other way, and watch the nice move right there. Makes the defender miss.
He's doing a lot of shaking and baking out there. I hated those players when you're on defense.
Right.
Man, stand still so I can tackle you.
He's got those moves. And like you said, Matt, they got 20 seconds here. Still can run another play to get further into better field goal position.
Yeah, they put another second on the clock. That's one of the things that replay has really, how it's really changed the game, is that replay, they are constantly looking back at every play. And so over the course of the game, seconds get added back in. So the clock here in the stadium was stopped at 19, but when they go back and watch the replay and review every play as they do, another second gets put back on. And how big might that be if it comes down to, a scoring opportunity here in the final 20 seconds?
Absolutely, absolutely. And so that's something very much in the favor of Coastal Carolina. They got that opportunity. Few more yards. They can line up, and as I said earlier, giving up points before halftime is something that has kind of plagued this Georgia State team.
Well, Panthers had an opportunity. They had used their timeouts. They had stopped the clock. They were going to get the ball back, and they let Vasco run for a first down on 3rd and long. And Washington, with the carry that time, does pick up the first down at the 38. Clock is stopped to move the sticks. Chanticleers will hustle up to the line and spike the ball. And the clock stopped at 12. They might put another second on here and put it at 13. But probably need another 10 yards at least to be in a comfortable or more comfortable field goal range for Hensley. There's no wind in the stadium right now. It was blowing earlier in the day, but you look at the markers that are hanging from the goalpost, especially on this end in which the Chanticleers are moving, there is no wind. Up there, there's some wind. Down here on the field, there's no wind. 2nd down and 10. Ball is thrown, and it is caught by Tucker for a first down at the 25-yard line. Clock stopped with 6 seconds as they move the sticks. They'll hustle up there, and now a timeout has been called.
Man, what a pass and catch. Chanticleers get just what they needed.
Yep, they had to get to, you had to figure the 25 in all likelihood, and that's exactly where they've gotten the ball, to the 25 with 6 seconds. Now the question is, how much gambling you got into? Do you run another play with 6 seconds? Do you run one more play and take a shot at the end zone? You probably don't need to get any closer for a field goal attempt. So can you run a play to the end zone and get it done in less than 6 seconds?
Matt, it has to be precise. There's no room for error. You don't want to get tackled in bounds. You want to make sure you are near the sideline, but I think we're going to go ahead and line up and try to kick it here.
Yeah, they don't want to risk missing the opportunity to put another 3 on the board right here. And so Mac West, who is a kicker and punter, is the holder. This is a 43-yard kick. Blake Arnault is the snapper, and Kate Hensley is going to attempt the kick from the 33, make it a 43-yard kick. Kick is on its way, and the kick is good. Nicely done, Coastal Carolina, as they got the ball with about a little over 90 seconds left in the half.
Minute 40.
Yeah, and they were able to move down the field and get an important 3 points to tack onto their score.
Thanks to turnover.
Yep. Yeah, remember the Panthers were positioning themselves to take the lead. And then Veyer had the ball poked out from behind as he was running for a first down. And then Coastal was able to flip that script and get 3 points out of it. And a 17-10 lead with 1 second left here in the first half. Stick around. Coming up at halftime, we'll take a look back at first half highlights and stats. We'll also take you around the Sun Belt, check in on all the scores. Louisiana has already clinched the Western Division title with the loss by South Alabama last night. We'll also have a GSU TV feature for you as well. And this is going to be the final play of the half right there as the Panthers knee it out. Thompson does not attempt to return it. Or actually, that was McFadden. I'll get it right. I'll just go through all the names on the roster, Sam, until I get it right. It was McFadden who kneed it out. And that is the end of the first half. 17-10 lead for Coastal Carolina. They are 2 quarters away from getting the win and securing bowl eligibility for a 5th consecutive season. Teams head to the locker room with Coastal up a touchdown.
Over 600,000 USPS employees.
Man, we can't buy a bucket. You know what you do and your team can't buy a bucket. You're going to say,
yes. All right, all right.
Ooh.
Over 600,000 USPS employees.
Yes. All right, all right.
Ooh.
Marketers are spread so thin. You've got to generate leads, then score leads, then contact.
The polar vortex is bringing a lot of snow. Just be safe getting home.
Picture this, our biggest ever Black Friday sale now extended with 25% off practically.
The polar vortex is bringing a lot of snow. Just be safe getting home. The polar vortex is bringing a lot of snow. Just be safe getting home.
Welcome to Sapphire Lounge by the Club. With craft cocktails, local.
The polar vortex is bringing a lot of snow. Just be safe getting home.
Marketers are spread so thin. You've got to generate leads, then score leads, then contact. Marketers are spread so thin. You've got to generate leads, then score leads, then contact.
We were there in Paris. Exclusive events and incredible restaurants.
Good evening. Tonight we have the pride of West Africa.
Welcome to Sapphire Lounge by the Club. With craft cocktails, local. Welcome to Sapphire Lounge by the Club. With craft cocktails, local.
At Burger King, we flame grill our burgers. Why? At Burger King, we flame grill our burgers. Why?
The polar vortex is bringing a lot of snow. Just be safe getting home.
Welcome to Sapphire Lounge by the Club. With craft cocktails, local.
Tonight we have the cassava salad, bambara prawns, suya grilled lamb. Tonight we have the cassava salad, bambara prawns, suya grilled lamb.
At Burger King, we flame grill our burgers. Why? At Burger King, we flame grill our burgers. Why?
Picture this, you're refreshing the living room.
Welcome to Sapphire Lounge by the Club. With craft cocktails, local.
What's that sound?
It comes up.
Picture this, our biggest ever Black Friday sale now extended with 25% off practically.
Over 600,000 USPS employees.
Marketers are spread so thin. You've got to generate leads, then score leads, then contact.
Over 600,000 USPS employees.
The polar vortex is bringing a lot of snow. Just be safe getting home. The polar vortex is bringing a lot of snow. Just be safe getting home.
Marketers are spread so thin. You've got to generate leads, then score leads, then contact. Marketers are spread so thin. You've got to generate leads, then score leads, then contact.
Tonight we have cassava salad, bambara prawns, suya grilled lamb.
Picture this, our biggest ever Black Friday sale now extended with 25% off practically.
The polar vortex is bringing a lot of snow. Just be safe getting home.
Marketers are spread so thin. You've got to generate leads, then score leads, then contact.
The polar vortex is bringing a lot of snow. Just be safe getting home.
Marketers are spread so thin. You've got to generate leads, then score leads, then contact.
Welcome to Sapphire Lounge by the Club. With craft cocktails, Welcome to Sapphire Lounge by the Club. With craft cocktails,
Picture this. It's perfect out, but you're staying in.
At Burger King, we flame grill our burgers. Why?
Marketers are spread so thin. You've got to generate leads, then score leads, then contact.
Welcome to Sapphire Lounge by the Club. With craft cocktails,
We were there in Paris. Exclusive events and incredible restaurants.
Tonight we have cassava salad, bambara prawns, suya grilled lamb.
At Burger King, we flame grill our burgers. Why? At Burger King, we flame grill our burgers. Why?
All right, Tina, 6 is hard to beat.
Not for us.
Picture this. It's perfect out. You feel like you should be out.
What's that sound?
This holiday season.
At Burger King, we flame grill our burgers. Why? At Burger King, we flame grill our burgers. Why?
NHL on ESPN Plus is back. Enjoy 1,000 plus out of market.
Let's go! The SEC ACC Challenge next Thursday on ESPN.
Sparkling November Saturday, 48 degrees in downtown Atlanta. Tomorrow, December 1st, which means Santa Claus is not far behind. Coastal Carolina, 17-10 lead on Georgia State here at halftime. Matt Stewart along with Sam Crenshaw. Thanks for joining us. Our regular season finale here on ESPN Plus. Let's check out the Sun Belt scoreboard. One game that is in progress right now that we're closely following is that Louisiana-ULM game. 37-23. Of course, the Raging Cajuns clinched the Western Division last night with a loss by South Alabama, and it looks like ULM will be eliminated from bowl contention with a loss here today.
Fantastic season by Louisiana, though. Raging Cajuns are fantastic. Wait to see what they do in the conference championship game.
Two other games in progress right now. Troy finishing the season strong. Remember, they got off to a slow start. Part of their strong finish was a win against Coastal Carolina. They lead hapless Southern Miss. What a terrible season for the Golden Eagles. 17-8 for Troy at halftime. Old Dominion leads Arkansas State 14-0. That's now late in the first quarter. And the two games to be watching later on this evening, you got App State at Georgia Southern. Of course, that huge rivalry that goes back to the Division I AA days and the Southern Conference
days, right?
Extends right into the FBS days and the Sun Belt Conference. And of course, Georgia Southern still has a shot at winning the East Division. They got to beat App State, and then they'll be watching television to see if James Madison can knock off Marshall. If those two things happen, then the Eagles would be playing Louisiana for the conference championship next Saturday as we take a look at the standings, and that confirms it right there. Louisiana's about to be 7-1. They had already clinched despite needing the win today. Not needing a win today, they're going to get a win and finish up 7-1 overall in the conference and 10-2 overall. Really strong season for Mike Desormeaux and his team as they bounce back. And then in the East, Marshall and Georgia Southern still battling for the top spot. And then you see the teams that are still bowl eligible or have already attained bowl eligibility. There are 7 of them with 3 more in play, although ULM is getting ready to get knocked from that list. That means App State and Coastal are still in contention to become the 8th and 9th teams out of the Sun Belt to get to bowl eligibility. And of course, the bowl Schedule will be filled out next week on Conference Championship weekend, where Louisiana will be hosting either Marshall or Georgia Southern for the Sun Belt Championship. Halftime here in Atlanta, and a 17-10 lead for Coastal Carolina.
Picture this, our biggest ever Black Friday sale now extended with 25% off practically.
Tonight we have cassava salad, bambara prawns, suya grilled lamb.
Over 600,000 USPS employees.
Marketers are spread so thin. You've got to generate leads, then score leads, then contact.
The polar vortex is bringing a lot of snow. Just be safe getting home. The polar vortex is bringing a lot of snow. Just be safe getting home. The polar vortex is bringing a lot of snow. Just be safe getting home. The polar vortex is bringing a lot of snow. Just be safe getting home.
Tonight we have cassava salad, bambara prawns, suya grilled lamb.
Picture this, you're refreshing the living room.
The polar vortex is bringing a lot of snow. Just be safe getting home.
Marketers are spread so thin. You've got to generate leads, then score leads, then contact.
Welcome to Sapphire Lounge by the Club. With craft cocktails, local.
The polar vortex is bringing a lot of snow. Just be safe getting home.
Marketers are spread so thin. You've got to generate leads, then score leads, then contact.
Picture this, it's perfect out, but you're staying in.
Tonight we have cassava salad, bambara prawns, suya grilled lamb.
The polar vortex is bringing a lot of snow. Just be safe getting home.
Tonight we have cassava salad, bambara prawns, suya grilled lamb.
This season, share the merry with a...
At Burger King, we flame grill our burgers. Why? At Burger King, we flame grill our burgers. Why? At Burger King, we flame grill our burgers. Why?
Welcome to Sapphire Lounge by the Club. With craft cocktails, local. Welcome to Sapphire Lounge by the Club. With craft cocktails, local.
At Burger King, we flame grill our burgers. Why? At Burger King, we flame grill our burgers. Why? At Burger King, we flame grill our burgers. Why?
NHL on ESPN Plus is back. Enjoy 1,000 plus out of market.
Let's go! The SEC ACC Challenge next Thursday on ESPN.
Matt Stewart, Sam Crenshaw with you. First half stats, and the number that jumps off the screen at me, the 5 turnovers, all of them committed by the quarterbacks, which is exactly what we talked about when we started this game less than 2 hours ago. The quarterback's got to protect the football. They have not necessarily done that, and Coastal's has committed 2. Georgia State has committed 3. Coastal has the lead 17-10.
Yep, quarterback, of course, the last quarterback turnover there was a fumble as he was running to get the Panthers possibly in scoring position. Look at the rushing yards. They're pretty much the same here. And, of course, Coastal Carolina has increased that number and got a little more passing yards than Georgia State does. Look at the third down conversions. Coastal has been better there as well in this game. But like you said, Matt, the big numbers that really tell the story of this game are those 5 turnovers.
The team that wins the turnover battle, in this case, commits the fewest in the second half, will end up being the winner. Coastal leads this one 17-10. We'll step aside, come back, and look at the first half highlights and kick off the third quarter right after this.
Over 600,000 USPS employees. Over 600,000 USPS employees.
Marketers are spread so thin. You've got to generate leads, then score leads, then contact. Marketers are spread so thin. You've got to generate leads, then score leads, then contact.
Let's stress with Stress Reducer. Now, how do we make tire shopping more stress-free?
Marketers are spread so thin. You've got to generate leads, then score leads, then contact.
The polar vortex is bringing a lot of snow. Just be safe getting home. The polar vortex is bringing a lot of snow. Just be safe getting home.
Tonight we have the cassava salad, bambara prawns, suya grilled lamb.
Picture this. It's perfect out, but you're staying in.
At Burger King, we flame grill our burgers. Why?
Welcome to Sapphire Lounge by the Club. With craft cocktails, local.
Picture this, our biggest ever Black Friday sale now extended with 25% off practically.
We were there in Paris. Exclusive events and incredible restaurants.
The polar vortex is bringing a lot of snow. Just be safe getting home.
Liam Gray set to kick it off as we begin the third quarter here in Atlanta. And the Panthers will get the ball first here in the second half. Riles has it hit in the end zone and kick out. Let's take a look at those first half highlights. And it started with, you guessed it, a turnover. Diggs getting the pressure on Veyer here. Ball up in the air. McDoom gets the pick.
Yep. Big hit. Caused the first turnover of the game.
Vasco goes to the air, completes the touchdown pass to McKee. Very quickly, lead for Coastal. Veyer, next series, intercepted by McDoom again.
Things get tricky.
DePlacy, the wide receiver, trying to throw a pass to the quarterback. Downfield turns into a pick for the Panthers. And then Vasco throws the interception.
Great play by Jaron Gilmore. And this Veyer just turned around and there was green grass in front of it.
No green grass in front of the Panthers on their opening play of the third quarter. Powell and Diggs in on that stop. And a yard loss for Georgia State on their first snap of the third quarter. So first and make that second and 11. Veyer, ball batted down at the line of scrimmage. Lubin has already got himself a quarterback sack here today. Now gets a PBU pass broken up.
Talk about a guy with a motor running here. He's just doing anything he can just to be this disruptive force. And there he is again, going to work.
Continuing his fine work here in this regular season finale. It's going to be third down and 11 for the Panthers. They're in danger of giving the ball back in less than a minute. Veyer, heavy rush. Lubin got him. Quarterback sack. Wow. Who made Lubin angry?
Man.
Quarterback sack, a PBU on the opening defensive series of the third quarter for Coastal.
Man, if there's anybody you're going to block, you got to know where this guy is. He runs right in there, makes the stop.
Yeah, I think they wanted to block him, but they just didn't get a hat on him. Trevor Timmons, they just went right by Trevor Timmons.
Makes you feel like Mark Jackson. Mama, there goes that man.
So Lubin getting it done here to start this third quarter, and Coastal's going to get the ball right back. Panthers burn only 1:15, now less than that, here in the third quarter before coughing it up. A 3 and out. Allen with the punt, going to be taken at the 31-yard line. Return opportunity across the 50, the 40. The Panthers had trouble in the punt return game last week, and Trey Taylor with a fine return to the other side of the 50, ball at the 40, 34-yard return after the 43-yard kick by Allen.
Absolutely right about that, Matt. Special teams made things interesting last week out of Texas State. And You saw some of it then right there. The Chanticleers with a great return.
Yeah, great field position, too. They'll be on offense when we get back.
Marketers are spread so thin. You've got to generate leads, then score leads, then contact.
Picture this, our biggest ever Black Friday sale now extended with 25% off practically.
Marketers are spread so thin. You've got to generate leads, then score leads, then contact. Marketers are spread so thin. You've got to generate leads, then score leads, then contact.
We were there in Paris. Exclusive events and incredible restaurants.
The polar vortex is bringing a lot of snow. Just be safe getting home.
Tonight we have the cassava salad, bambara prawns, suya grilled lamb.
At Burger King, we flame grill our burgers. Why?
Picture this, our biggest ever Black Friday sale now extended with 25% off practically.
At Burger King, we flame grill our burgers. Why?
What's that sound?
This holiday season.
Tonight we have the cassava salad, bambara prawns, suya grilled lamb.
What's that sound?
This holiday season.
At Burger King, we flame grill our burgers. Why? At Burger King, we flame grill our burgers. Why?
Picture this. You thought you missed the Black Friday deal.
Tonight we have the cassava salad, bambara prawns, suya grilled lamb. Tonight we have the cassava salad, bambara prawns, suya grilled lamb.
We were there in Paris. Exclusive events and incredible restaurants.
At Burger King, we flame grill our burgers. Why? At Burger King, we flame grill our burgers. Why?
Picture this. The sofa no one else has. Designed by you.
NHL on ESPN Plus is back. Enjoy 1,000 plus out of market.
Let's go! The SEC ACC Challenge next Thursday on ESPN.
Highlights is here is the quarterback comparable as Coastal goes back on offense and Vasco 9 of 11 for 115. A couple of touchdowns, one interception. He's also rushed for 21 yards. His counterpart there has thrown for 76, rushed for 61, but he's committed 3 turnovers, the 2 interceptions, and the fumble. So the toss going to Washington, and Washington gets a short gain tackled by Gavin Prinkle. We saw Braden Bennett, their number 1 rusher and running back, go to the tent in the first half, has not returned. That probably, just putting 2 and 2 together, means he won't be back in the second half.
I've been looking over to the sideline to see if he came back out with the team in the second half, and I'm not seeing him on the sideline right now. So I don't think we're going to see. Let me see, though. I'm looking right now around about the 45-yard line. I do see number 1 standing there, but doesn't have his helmet.
That's usually a sign that he's not going in anytime soon. Washington on the run. Gets a couple of yards right there. Washington, their leading rusher today. That puts him close to 60 yards rushing on the day. Going to bring up 3rd down. Yeah, typically they take their helmets away. They can't go in the game if you don't have your helmet. So they don't sneak back on the field or anything after they get hurt.
He's standing there right up front.
3rd down and 7. Coastal 6 for 7 on 3rd down conversions today. Big number. Run by Washington. They convert another one. Washington, the first down run down to the 27. How about 7 for 8 on 3rd downs today for Coastal? 10-yard pickup.
Yeah, I see Hopkins there on the stop, but he just waited, just paused for a moment there. A little delay, and he takes off and picks up the yards.
1st and 10 for Coastal at the 27. They're trying to go up by a couple of touchdowns here on their first drive of the 3rd quarter. Vasco running option, fake the pitch, cuts back inside and took on the defender. Nice run by Vasco right there, inside the 20, down to the 18.5.
Wasn't afraid to go ahead and have the collision right there with Kenyatta Watson, number 1.
Wow, breaking news coming out of that Michigan-Ohio State game. More on that in just a moment. Handoff goes to Washington, right up the middle. Touchdown, Coastal Carolina. Christian Washington rumbles 28 yards right through the middle of the Georgia State defense, and the Chanticleers have a 23-10 lead.
And watch for number 20. Makes his cut. Boy, the big room there. There's nobody home, and he runs in for the touchdown.
18-yard touchdown run for Washington, and a 13-point lead for Coastal. Hensley trying to make it 14. Kick up and good. And Christian Washington has really stepped up here since Bennett went down with his injury. 11 carries, 88 yards now for Washington. That one good for an 18-yard touchdown run, and Coastal has a 24-10 lead.
The polar vortex is bringing a lot of snow. Just be safe getting home.
Welcome to Sapphire Lounge by the Club. With craft cocktails, local...
Marketers are spread so thin. You've got to generate leads, then score leads, then contact. Marketers are spread so thin. You've got to generate leads, then score leads, then contact.
Welcome to Sapphire Lounge by the Club. With craft cocktails, local...
Marketers are spread so thin. You've got to generate leads, then score leads, then contact.
We were there in Paris. Exclusive events and incredible restaurants.
Welcome to Sapphire Lounge by the Club. With craft cocktails, local...
Marketers are spread so thin. You've got to generate leads, then score leads, then contact.
Tonight we have the cassava salad, bambara prawns, suya grilled lamb. Good evening. Tonight we have the pride of West Africa.
The polar vortex is bringing a lot of snow. Just be safe getting home. The polar vortex is bringing a lot of snow. Just be safe getting home.
At Burger King, we flame grill our burgers. Why?
Picture this, the sofa no one else has, designed by you.
At Burger King, we flame grill our burgers. Why?
This season, share the merry with a...
What's that sound?
This holiday season.
Picture this, the sofa no one else has, designed by you.
At Burger King, we flame grill our burgers. Why?
Picture this, it's perfect out, but you're staying in.
NHL on ESPN Plus is back. Enjoy 1,000 plus out of market.
Let's go! The SEC ACC Challenge next Thursday on ESPN.
Coastal leading 24-10, scoring on their opening possession of the third quarter on the 18-yard touchdown run by Christian Washington. Now Del McGee's team down 2 touchdowns early in this third quarter.
Not the way you want to come out of the locker room. I mean, you gave up some points just before halftime, right? You want to come out to start the second half and do some good things. And now...
Well, you did nothing on offense. You were 3 and out, held the ball for less than 90 seconds before giving it back, and gave him a short field on top of that. Riles going to return from the goal line. And Riles across the 25 to 30, and Riles up to the 30-yard line, and that's where he'll be. That's where the Panthers will start their second possession. So the big news coming out of that Ohio State-Michigan game is after the Wolverines upset the second-ranked Buckeyes, the Wolverines tried to plant the flag at midfield there in Columbus, and that was not received very well. And a brawl broke out, and the reports are that pepper spray had to be used to separate the players involved in the fracas.
You can imagine only what happened out in the parking lot. So that was happening on the inside.
1st and 10, ball at the 30-yard line. Run by Brock. Gets dragged down by Brown. That was Barry Brown. And that's going to be a 3-yard pickup for Brock. So the Panthers really need to generate some offense here. Let's see if they can put together a sustained drive. hold on to the ball a little bit and really need to get some points because we are now just 25 minutes left in regulation and they're down 2 touchdowns. That's Tucker in motion. Bayer going to throw instead to Dukes, and Dukes did not fake anybody out that time as Brown makes another tackle.
They had a lot of conversation happening down there after the plays.
3rd down and 7 coming up. Panthers have done very little with the ball so far here in the 3rd quarter. Panthers 3 of 6 on 3rd downs here today. Bayer in a straight drop back fires. It is caught. And down to the 40-yard line. A big 3rd down reception and pickup for the Panthers. That was Hurst again. 28 yards on the play. His 4th catch of the game.
The play finishes with a little bit of a rugby scrum there with everybody kind of piling on and trying to get the ball to come loose.
His 5th catch of the game, pardon me. Five catches, 62 yards for Ted Hurst today. And 1st and 10 for the Panthers from the 39. Heavy rush, Bayer gets it out of there. Flag down, gonna have a penalty coming up here on Coastal. And we have double penalty flags. We have one downfield where the pass was trying to be completed. We have one back where Bayer might have been roughed. Might have a personal foul coming up here on Coastal as well.
There are 2 fouls on the play, both by the defense. Pass interference, defense number 0. Penalties declined. Personal foul, roughing the passer, defense number 55. 15-yard penalty, 1st down.
So Trey Brown, the linebacker, called for the roughing the passer, and a 15-yard penalty against Coastal gives the Panthers the ball 1st and 10 at the 24.
Coach Beck can't be happy about the 2 penalties and is giving life to this possession for Georgia State.
Well, the Panthers are doing exactly what we felt like they needed to do. A sustained drive. Bayer looks one way, now rolls the other, and gets rid of the ball. Lubin again was breathing down his throat.
Here comes DeShonta Clears with the pressure. They've been bringing it all day long.
Yeah, Lubin has been getting after it all day long, but that's not unusual. He's had an all-conference type season. He certainly should be getting some all Sun Belt honors here when those teams are announced in the coming week. He's had a great season. Bayer wants to run option and fakes the pitch and dives forward to the 21-yard line. And man down for Coastal. A couple men down for Coastal there at the point of the tackle.
One of them is Lubin.
Lubin got hurt. And looks like one of the big defensive linemen got hurt as well. That's Gavin Ranshaw. So both of them end up getting hurt on the play. Did they hit each other making the tackle? Because Bayer's okay.
Here's another look at it.
Watch what happens. 93 and 50. Watch what happens with these guys. Yeah. They hit each other. Yeah, Lubin took a helmet into the midsection, and Ranshaw was the one whose helmet went into Lubin's midsection. So both those guys hurting right now. Had a brief stoppage of the clock, not sure why. I guess for the injuries to make sure that Ranshaw got off the field. And so they put 14 seconds back on the clock. 3rd down and 7. Panthers looking to get 6 here instead of 3. Bayer steps up and delivers and completed the 1. Ball goes to DJ Riles. 20-yard pass reception, 1st and goal to go for Georgia State.
Vea knows there's pressure coming. He just hangs in there and throws it to Riles, who makes a great catch and hangs on.
Bayer dives for the end zone and did not get in. Stopped inside the 1. Panthers hustled up and tried to go up-tempo with the ball at the 1-yard line, and now a flag has been dropped back at the 7. I'm guessing maybe the Panthers didn't get set. That's typically what would happen in a situation where you're hustling up and trying to speed up the play and snap it before the defense is ready.
Result of the play is the runner short of the goal line for 2nd down. After the play, unsportsmanlike conduct, offense number 4. That's number 4's first unsportsmanlike conduct foul for the game. 15-yard penalty, again, 2nd down.
What a crushing penalty on C.J. Beasley. The Panthers would have preferred it been a motion penalty. Instead, a big 15-yard penalty. Beasley right there. Talking smack.
Yep, there at Powell.
Second down. And now goal. Ball way back at the 15.5-yard line. Handoff goes to Brock. He gets leveled. Brown makes a big-time hit right there in the middle of the field. 3rd down and goal coming up.
Well, you come up in the
Another
middle.
flag out.
You come up in the middle today, you can expect this. Or they're putting on some hits down there.
We have another penalty coming up here, maybe another unsportsmanlike.
As I said earlier, there's been a constant conversation going on throughout this game.
And I know you walk the fine line there. Guys are going to talk. Is it worth throwing the flag? But if you let the talk continue to escalate, then it's going to lead to other things happening. So I see what the officials are doing here, trying to control the game.
After the play, unsportsmanlike conduct, defense number 0. Unsportsmanlike conduct, offense number 63. Both number 0 and 63 have 1 unsportsmanlike conduct foul for the game. Those penalties cancel. It's 3rd down.
So that's the 3rd unsportsmanlike penalty we've had called in the matter of about a minute.
Yeah. And that is why I think you saw the officials kind of gather together for a miniature conference, knowing what they need to do.
That was Jawant Powell for Coastal being called for the unsportsmanlike, and then Trevor Timmons, the right tackle, being called for the same penalty for the Panthers. So 3rd down now. You're the official, counts us out. 3rd down and goal. Ball sitting at the 12. Bayer pocket scrambles out of it, throwing to the back of the end zone, and it's going to be incomplete. 4th down. Panthers probably got to settle for a field goal attempt here.
That's got to be something that really eats at Coach Dale McGee when you consider the Riles catch, had the ball on the 1.
Had it 1st and goal to go at the 1-yard line, and then Bayer ran it. You had it 2nd and goal from the half-yard line, and you end up having to settle for a field goal attempt here. 29-yard attempt. Loggins is the holder. And the kick is up, and it is good. So Panthers are able to salvage 3 out of the drive, but really a missed opportunity for them. They had it on the doorstep of the goal post, or the goal line, and in the shadow of the goal post. 7:06 to play in the quarter, 24-13.
At Burger King, we flame grill our burgers. Why?
Picture this, our biggest ever Black Friday sale now extended with 25% off practically.
Marketers are spread so thin. You've got to generate leads, then score leads, then contact. Marketers are spread so thin. You've got to generate leads, then score leads, then contact.
Tonight we have the cassava salad, bambara prawns, suya grilled lamb.
The polar vortex is bringing a lot of snow. Just be safe getting home.
Marketers are spread so thin. You've got to generate leads, then score leads, then contact.
Tonight we have the cassava salad, bambara prawns, suya grilled lamb. Tonight we have the cassava salad, bambara prawns, suya grilled lamb. Tonight we have the cassava salad, bambara prawns, suya grilled lamb.
At Burger King, we flame grill our burgers. Why? At Burger King, we flame grill our burgers. Why?
Tonight we have the cassava salad, bambara prawns, suya grilled lamb.
Picture this. You thought you missed the Black Friday deal.
We were there in Paris. Exclusive events and incredible restaurants.
Picture this. It's perfect out. You feel like you should be out.
Marketers are spread so thin. You've got to generate leads, then score leads, then contact.
At Burger King, we flame grill our burgers. Why?
What's that sound?
This holiday season.
Make the most of your season.
Welcome to Sapphire Lounge by the Club. With craft cocktails, local.
At Burger King, we flame grill our burgers. Why? At Burger King, we flame grill our burgers. Why? At Burger King, we flame grill our burgers. Why?
NHL on ESPN Plus is back. Enjoy 1,000 plus out of market.
Let's go! The SEC ACC Challenge next Thursday on ESPN.
.706 to play in the third quarter. Matt Stewart, Sam Crenshaw, our entire ESPN Plus team with you here today at Center Park Stadium. Coastal leading Georgia State 24-13 following the short field goal by Rickman. And now McAllister kicking off for the Panthers will go to the back of the end zone. McAllister's really been a weapon for the Panthers this year, maybe a little bit of an unsung hero, but he has been well over 50% touchbacks on all of his kicks this year and has also become kind of their deep field goal specialist.
Yep, when his number's been called, he's come in and he's responded. Done positive things.
Been a good season for him. Panthers wrapping up their season today. This is the regular season finale and senior day for Georgia State, trying to pick up their fourth win of the year after beating Texas State last week, and Coastal trying to get the bowl eligibility. And now 22 minutes of game clock away from doing that. Washington on the run. Big, strong run for Washington. Gets another 10 as Washington is pushing the 100-yard threshold now.
And just think about it. He's been a change of pace running back most of the season because Bennett has been the main carrier for them. But he stepped in today, and they really haven't missed a beat.
12 carries, 98 yards for Washington. Bennett left in the first half with 8 carries, 43 yards. Washington gets the rock again. Falls forward for a short gain.
11, Christian Lorenzo in there with the stop for Georgia State. Just finishing off drives is something that Coach Beck talked about this season. Got a number on turnovers after this play. I'll mention to you.
Ball sitting at the 39. Coach Beck in his second season. 8-5 a year ago, trying to get to 6-6 here today. And Washington gets corralled. Nice pursuit by the Panthers on defense.
48, Justin Abraham in on the stop there. Coach Beck said this week, he talked about since his arrival there at Coastal Carolina, and when the team wins the turnover battle, their record is 12-2. When they lose the turnover battle, their record is 2-8. And you talk about that's just how crucial that stat is to the success of that team.
Long and accomplished resume for Tim Beck, getting his first opportunity, though, to be a head coach here at Coastal Carolina. Came from NC State. Pass is thrown across the middle, and that's to Tucker. And Jamison Tucker had the first down. Let's see. Yep, he's going to get the first down with his forward momentum. And the Chanticleers have it 1st and 10 now at the 45.5. Tucker with his 4th catch of the game. Handoff goes to Washington again. And Coastal with the 11-point lead, doing a really effective job of running the football, Sam, which number 1 gets them yards, number 2 burns off a lot of clock.
Absolutely, absolutely. That's Justin Abraham with the stop again for Georgia State.
2nd down and 5. Price now in there at running back. Simeon Price with the carry, and Price gets to within a yard of the first down, stopped at the 45. Coastal is now over 200 yards rushing in the game.
Now Price gets up and he has a little bit of a hobble.
Nobody subbing in for him right now. Now he's going to take a knee.
Take a knee.
There you go. Now he's coming out of the game. So what happened there was he's looking to the sideline.
Yeah.
He wants to sub out because he's hurt. And they're like, well, we don't have time to get you off the field and get a replacement in there, so take a knee. And so the clock, and so this is the run that gets it down to the 45-yard line. Now watch him. He's a little nicked up at the end of that run.
Yeah.
Does not come off the field immediately. Wants to come off the field, and they're like, yep, can't come off yet.
Yep. You guys see me? You see me? Hey.
And then he's like, okay, now take a knee. There you go. The officials stopped the clock for an injury. But that's the way you have to do it there, because if he rushes off the field, Coastal's not ready to replace him yet. Coastal's going to be in a tight spot on 3rd down and 1. Might have a negative play. So Price comes to the sideline, and we'll see if they sub Washington back in.
Yep, we see number 20.
So Washington getting much of a blow there on the sideline for having to come right back in. And a 3rd down and 1 coming up for Coastal. The elder statesman, Justin Abraham, you called his name a few moments ago, getting some snaps in what will be the final game of his career here at Georgia State. Got a little tush-push operation going on here. That was really more of a rugby scrum. There was no push coming from behind at the tush.
Yeah.
But they effectively moved the pile and pick up a 1st down.
Sticks move. Continuing the drive. Clock's moving.
Well, if things go according to plan, they might be able to run this thing all the way down to the end of the 3rd quarter and get a score, which would put the Panthers in a tough predicament heading into the 4th. Masco running option, going to pitch it here. And Washington out of bounds at the 31.5, and that'll be another 1st down. Coastal really running at will right now. That's a 12-yard pickup for Washington.
Vasco there just on the pitch. Nice block.
They're just chunking the Panthers right now. 16 carries for 120 for Washington and 225 total for Coastal on the ground. Thayer, pressure coming from behind. He got it out of there in time, and McKee did not hold on to it. No, they're going a touchdown. This is going to go into review.
Looked like he had it, but obviously it came out at some point.
You got to take it to the ground and control it to the ground. So then the question becomes, does the ground cause the ball to separate? He's there. He's down with it right there. Then the ball comes out. So the officials have called it a touchdown on the field. So the replay booth will have to overturn that. McKee with another big-time catch right there if it stands.
We talked about him at the very beginning because of the great game he had last week, coming in with some momentum, and he has really continued that today.
Pending on the previous play was a catch for a touchdown. Previous play is under further review.
So if it stands, that is a 31-yard touchdown catch for McKee. And that would give him his 6th catch of the game and, let's see, his 5th catch of the game at 81 yards. Here's a look at it right there. You can see the ball is never, I think it's an incompletion. That was a good look right there. You're kind of peeking from behind the goal post. That was maybe the best look to support the argument from Georgia State that he didn't make the catch. You can't really see the ball well enough right there to overturn the call. And again, as we've said about 1 million times when watching these replays over the years, the critical factor here is what was the call on the field.
Right.
So the call on the field being touchdown means you've got to have video evidence to show that it was not. You don't have to
on one of the replays, I'm looking at someone who's standing on the sideline, and their reaction seemed to say that he didn't have it.
Here's the real-time replay right here. This shows you how difficult the official's job on the field is to make. You can see the side judge right there made the call. But I'll ask our producer Patrick Lurie again. Can we see that angle that we had from the end zone camera, the end zone field camera, kind of looking from behind the goalpost? Because that was a good look for the officials. See, now this is I think this is a pretty good look right here.
I'm looking at it, look like
see the ball. It's not right there. Did he ever have full control of the ball right there?
That's what we don't know.
Now here, this is the best one, I think.
I'm looking at the guy in the black on the sideline.
Ruling on the field stands.
Wow.
Touchdown.
Touchdown.
And again, I think the critical component in all of that is that the call originally was a touchdown, and they could never, the Panthers, or there was never enough video evidence to show that it was not a touchdown. So 30-13 Coastal Carolina as McKee continues to put on a show here in Atlanta. 2nd touchdown catch of the day. And both of them have been SportsCenter top 10 nominee tie catches.
How about that? Absolutely.
That one was, and the previous one in the first quarter was as well. Not your easy run-of-the-mill touchdown catches for McKee today. So the delay is that our referee was over there explaining, I think, the call and the analysis of the review to Dale McGee. And Hensley will try to give them an 18-point lead. And the kick is up, and the kick is good. 31-13. Coastal has now opened up their biggest lead of the game with 2:44 to play here in the 3rd quarter. I tell you what, if you look back on this game, if you're a Coastal fan and you're thinking, who are my stars of the game? Well, one of them is Seneca McKee. Another is Christian Washington.
Absolutely.
Another is Cleve Lubin.
Yes. Yes.
Those 3 guys have stood out for Coastal today, and a big reason why the Chanticleers have a 31-13 lead. Now, Vasco has done okay.
Yeah.
He did have the 1 interception. Aside from that 1 interception that he threw, he's done a pretty good job. 11 of 13 passing for 152 and 3 touchdowns, the 1 interception. He's also rushed for 32 yards. But those other 3 guys that I mentioned have just been lights out. McKee, 5 catches, 81 yards, couple of touchdowns. Washington, 16 carries, 120 yards and a touchdown. And Lubin They haven't blocked him yet today. They only credit him with 3 tackles, but 2 sacks among those 3 tackles.
Yeah.
Riles on the return. And Riles backpedaling, falls forward to the 24. 20-yard return.
A couple of the coastal defenders I probably would mention. Also McDooms. Remember, he got the 2 interceptions early on. And also 35, Barry Brown. He's been really active there in the middle at linebacker, putting on some hits today.
Yeah, Barry Brown has 8 solo tackles and a TFL. He is their leading tackler today. You mentioned McDoom. It's hard to forget about, although I nearly did. 2 interceptions in that first quarter and 4 solo tackles. So those guys have been getting it done for the Chanticleers today as the Coastal Carolina tries to get to bowl eligibility, and now they are just 17-plus minutes away from reaching that goal and leading by 18 points here in Atlanta. As the Panthers go back on offense. Has not been much of a third quarter for them. Vayer's hit as he throws on the tunnel screen to Hurst, and that gets him about 2 yards on the play.
Boy, he just got that one away. Here he is. Turns and has to get rid of it before he gets the hit.
Cohen Fuller, the defensive lineman, getting in there in his drill. It's going to be 2nd down and 8. And I think that's an area that the Panthers are going to seriously be addressing on National Signing Day next week. And then in the transfer portal, the first window that opens up later in the month. And that's going to be the offensive line. Ball goes to Hurst. And I think that was reflective. It's been reflective. If all you had seen here today or for this season is the protection of the quarterback, you'd say they probably need some help on the offensive line. And then the numbers for the season, the lack of rushing attack that the Panthers have been known for over the years that has not been there this year, that screams help is needed on the offensive line.
Absolutely, absolutely. The success begins there. What you can do offensively. Just look at the line this year. They will definitely be seeking some help.
And you think about the offensive lines of the past years where you had in total over 100, 120, 100, even up to 150 career starts among the offensive linemen. Ball is caught by Hurst, and he breaks away. Hurst down the sideline, dives for the end zone, and he is down at the 1.
Well, that pass just dropped right in, and Hurst making the catch.
Poor job of defending Hurst over here on the sideline, as Hurst was able to break out of a tackle attempt. And now it's 1st and goal to go for the Panthers, a 57-yard reception. 1st and goal to go from the 1-yard line. Panthers threatening to get the touchdown right back. Handoff goes to Brock, and he's in the end zone for a touchdown. So Georgia State answers very quickly. A big 57-yard pass completion to Ted Hurst set it up, and Brock dives in from the 1, and it's now 31-19. Let's see if the Panthers go for 2 here.
Here's another look. Right there, following Mason Cook, 68, right into the end zone.
Panthers will go for 2 to try to get it to a 10-point deficit. Vayer looks one way and then the other, scrambling to his right, throwing, and incomplete. And the Panthers fail on the attempt to get the 2 points. And the score remains 31-19 with 25 seconds to play in the third quarter.
Well, he wanted to get that.
Vayer was 4-4 for 75 yards passing on that 76-yard drive. 57 of it, of course, going to Hurst on that one play that set up the Panthers at the 1-yard line and capped by the touchdown run by Brock. So Hurst, another big monster day statistically. 8 catches for 131 for Ted Hurst. Del McGee, Jim Chaney, when you talk to those guys, they felt like they had a real star when they were able to sign Hurst out of the transfer portal from Valdosta State. He started Jenkins High School in Savannah, but probably not a lot of people outside of the coaching staff gave it much of a thought when they saw that Hurst had signed with the Panthers. He comes from Valdosta State. And you just don't really expect a young man from a D2 program to be able to step in at FBS and have the kind of impact that he's had.
And that's what makes the story so great, Matt. He came in and stepped in like this is where I belong. This is where I can step in and show that he could do it right away from the very first game over Georgia Tech. And he has maintained it, and he is showing you more of it here today.
But that's really also another big important story spins out of that is that's where programs like Georgia State need to earn their money in the transfer portal, is finding those gems in the rough at classifications lower than the FBS and take advantage of that. And they were able to do that with Ted Hurst. Vasco 11 of 13 for 152. He's thrown the 3 touchdown passes. He's thrown 1 interception. He's back out there leading the offense. Might be the final play of the third quarter. And Vasco runs close to another first down. Clock runs. This might be it for the third.
Vasco just keeping it that time, picking up the yards. Good first down play.
And not a small thing. Another nice thing that Vasco did right there was he didn't go out of bounds. He made sure when he went down, the ball hit in bounds so that the play runs out the clock here in the third quarter. And we are headed to the fourth in the final regular season game of the year at Georgia State. And Coastal 15 minutes away from punching their ticket to bowl eligibility. Panthers trying to stop them.
Over 600,000 USPS employees.
Marketers are spread so thin. You've got to generate leads, then score leads, then contact. Marketers are spread so thin. You've got to generate leads, then score leads, then contact. Marketers are spread so thin. You've got to generate leads, then score leads, then contact. Marketers are spread so thin. You've got to generate leads, then score leads, then contact.
Picture this, the sofa no one else has, designed by you.
The polar vortex is bringing a lot of snow. Just be safe getting home. The polar vortex is bringing a lot of snow. Just be safe getting home.
Marketers are spread so thin. You've got to generate leads, then score leads, then contact. Marketers are spread so thin. You've got to generate leads, then score leads, then contact. Marketers are spread so thin. You've got to generate leads, then score leads, then contact.
Man, we can't buy a bucket. You know what you do and your team can't buy a bucket. You're going to say.
Welcome to Sapphire Lounge by the Club. With craft cocktails, local.
Tonight we have the cassava salad, bambara prawns, suya grilled lamb.
At Burger King, we flame grill our burgers. Why?
Picture this. It's perfect out, but you're staying in. Picture this, our biggest ever Black Friday sale now extended with 25% off practically.
What's that sound?
This holiday season.
We were there in Paris. Exclusive events and incredible restaurants.
At Burger King, we flame grill our burgers. Why?
Picture this, the sofa no one else has, designed by you.
Welcome to Sapphire Lounge by the Club. With craft cocktails, local.
What's that sound?
This holiday season.
Welcome to Sapphire Lounge by the Club. With craft cocktails, local.
At Burger King, we flame grill our burgers. Why? At Burger King, we flame grill our burgers. Why?
NHL on ESPN Plus is back. Enjoy 1,000 plus out of market.
Let's go! The SEC ACC Challenge next Thursday on ESPN.
Game summary, Coastal has outgained Georgia State by 39 yards. Coastal's outrushed Georgia State by 86 yards. And Sam, the Coastal defense has been really busy. 3 sacks, 4 TFL, couple of interceptions, a forced fumble, and 4 quarterback hurries.
They have been very active today.
So procedure penalty on Coastal as we're coming out of the quarter break. So that'll back them up 5 yards. 2nd down and 6. Handoff goes to Washington, coming to the near side, and a good job of pursuit by the Panthers. And Gilmore, who had the interception earlier in the game, he was able to string the play out long enough to force Washington out of bounds.
Washington's there, and he tries to stop. He tries to hold up, make up. Nah. Yeah, too late, stepped out.
Third and 6, Vasco gonna run and pick up the first down, dive forward. That was a forward momentum dive, smart play, because if you slide down feet first, they're gonna spot it where your butt hits the ground. He would not have picked up the first down, but Vasco was well aware of that and dives forward head first to get the first down.
Yep. It's a play by your quarterback who's been a part of your program for some time, and it's what you need.
It's all those little things, Sam.
Absolutely.
It's 1st and 10.
They're the rushing numbers.
92 more yards than the Panthers today. At one point, the Panthers, I think, had the lead in the rushing department. Coastal has kind of put the foot down on the pedal in the running game here in the second half. Another fine move by Vasco and a spin move in the middle. Vasco's going to go up over 50 yards in this game rushing.
Get the move here, and then a little Barry Sanders.
Oh, come on, let's don't. That's a little
too much. A little much.
Wasn't quite Barry Sanders, but it was a spin move.
Nice spin move.
1st and 10. Now, he'd like to think it. I mean, he probably doesn't even know who Barry Sanders is, these kids. 1st and 10. But if you don't know, Google it.
Oh, my goodness.
One of the greatest running backs ever. Great pursuit by the Panthers defense. And a TFL. Gilmore in that play. Washington, a rare drop for loss.
I know, because everything with him today has been so positive.
His first negative rushing play of the day makes it 2nd and 13. Quick pass. DuPlessis down the sideline like he shot out of a cannon all the way down to the 20-yard line.
Man, he accelerated.
Kyrie DuPlessis with a big gain. He really did. I don't think the Panthers were ready for that. Man, he really turned on the Jets after he made this catch, made one man miss, and it was off to the races.
Jalen Jones had to come over there and make the stop. 23 for Georgia State.
41-yard gain for DuPlessis, who threw the interception earlier in the game, but that's a big play right there by him. And now the run afterwards puts the ball at the 14-yard line. Washington up over 120 yards rushing now.
Got Price in there too. You got 2 running backs.
Washington now the man in motion. Play got blown dead before they could run it.
Full start. Offense, number 51. 5-yard penalty. Repeat 2nd down.
Heston Edwards, their left guard. Clock running, approaching 11 minutes left in regulation, and the Panthers are down 12 points. Basco, quick pass, goes to Barong, the tight end. Cade Barong playing back in his home state. One of the top tight ends in the country out of Hart County High School when he signed with Notre Dame and now transferred to Coastal Carolina.
Big lick there, number 4, Hopkins.
Third down and 3, Hopkins with the tackle. A short yardage situation here for Coastal, and they did not get the first down. So decision time for Tim Beck. It's going to be 4th down and 1. Do you kick the field goal here, Sam, or you go for the first?
He's thinking about going for the first. Been able to move, see if he can get this yard.
That's the look of a head coach right there who says we ought to be able to get 1 yard.
Ought to be able to get the 1 yard.
4th down and 1. Tucker sets at the end of the line. Basco going to try to run for the first down. He does inside the 10. Basco to the end zone. Touchdown, Coastal. On 4th down and 1, Basco with the keeper and scampers for a 10-yard touchdown. And Coastal now has a 37-19 lead.
Quite a day for Basco. It's going to be him all the way. He cuts it up to the right side and just outruns everybody. Think about the last game at Georgia Southern, all the things that went wrong for him. Coach Beck goes back to him today and say, hey, you're the guy. You're going to go and get us a win.
Basco has accounted for 4 touchdowns today. That rushing touchdown and 3 touchdown passes as Coastal moves closer and closer to putting this one to bed. PAT makes it 38-19. And now the Panthers facing their largest deficit of the day, and with 10 minutes to go. Coastal wants to go to a bowl game. Getting closer to doing that.
Welcome to Sapphire Lounge by the Club. With craft cocktails, local...
Marketers are spread so thin. You've got to generate leads, then score leads, then contact. Marketers are spread so thin. You've got to generate leads, then score leads, then contact. Marketers are spread so thin. You've got to generate leads, then score leads, then contact.
Tonight we have the cassava salad, bambara prawns, suya grilled lamb.
The polar vortex is bringing a lot of snow. Just be safe getting home.
We were there in Paris. Exclusive events and incredible restaurants.
Marketers are spread so thin. You've got to generate leads, then score leads, then contact.
At Burger King, we flame grill our burgers. Why? At Burger King, we flame grill our burgers. Why?
Welcome to Sapphire Lounge by the Club. With craft cocktails, local... Welcome to Sapphire Lounge by the Club. With craft cocktails, local...
What's that sound?
This holiday season.
Picture this, the sofa no one else has. Designed by you. Picture this, our biggest ever Black Friday sale now extended with 25% off practically.
Tonight we have the cassava salad, bambara prawns, suya grilled lamb.
What's that sound?
This holiday season.
Welcome to Sapphire Lounge by the Club. With craft cocktails, local...
At Burger King, we flame grill our burgers. Why? At Burger King, we flame grill our burgers. Why? At Burger King, we flame grill our burgers. Why?
NHL on ESPN Plus is back. Enjoy 1,000+ out-of-market.
Let's go! The SEC ACC Challenge next Thursday on ESPN.
And UCF's a Big 12 conference team. (38-19) Coastal with their 5th game of 38 points or more this season as they're closing in on victory number 6. And the Panthers running out of time to get a final win in the regular season finale. Breaking news, Pete Thamel of ESPN reporting that Gus Malzahn is going to resign as the head coach at UCF to be the OC at Florida State.
Florida State, that's amazing.
That's some big news right there. Riles on the return. That would seem to indicate that Norvell is keeping his job as the head coach, despite the fact Seminoles have fallen flat on their faces this year after playing Georgia in the bowl game last year, the Sugar Bowl, and getting humiliated. What, 2-10 is their record?
Yep.
Playing Florida today? Or
not the kind of season
whatever the record,
you would expect to have.
Good.
Not to follow up that.
5 yards be added at the end of the run. First down.
Flag down on the field. Looks like they're going to mark it off against Coastal.
There are people who keep saying that a certain coach out in Colorado might be someone they would try to bring to Florida State. I don't think so.
Now, I think, and this is just Matt Stewart speculating, I think his next move is someone like the Dallas Cowboys.
I don't think he does any of that. If he's got, we know a certain quarterback here from the metro area that he has coming.
Oh yeah, I'm not talking about this year, but eventually, I think his next step is NFL.
Okay. I don't think he goes to Florida State. He remains quite popular there. I think you go there, you lose some of his popularity.
Looks like we're going to have a re-kick here. I was talking to an official at the University of Georgia this week about the whole pain of players and the revenue sharing and the house settlement that's out there. And he made a very interesting point that one of the repercussions and fallouts from all that is that coaches are not going to get fired as quickly because programs can't afford to pay these massive buyouts and then re-up with another very expensive head coach. So coaches are more, that's good news for coaches.
Yeah.
They have a little bit more job security than maybe the past, simply because of the economics that are coming into play with players now being paid so much money.
And not staying. Where they go sometimes.
So a lot of things, there are a lot of crazy things that are going to happen here in college football that already have happened in all collegiate sports for that matter over the next couple of years. Kick is going to be returned from the 5. And that's McFadden running out of bounds around the 22. And that's where the Panthers will go back on offense. They got a lot of work to do.
Yes, they do.
And when I say a lot of crazy things, I'm not making any kind of a opinion statement about whether it's good or bad. I'm just saying it's
going to happen.
It's not going to be normal.
Right.
What you have known as normal is not going to be the same anymore. It's going to be something different. Good or bad, it's going to be different. So Panthers back on offense from the 22-yard line. Bayer throws in the middle, intercepted again, his third pick. Fletcher might have himself a pick 6. He steps out of bounds.
Stepped out of bounds around the 6, 7.
Tobias Fletcher, the young man who starred at Carver High School.
Just a few blocks away.
Here in Atlanta, in his final college game back in his home city, gets the pick. And a 38-yard return, and that might just do it for Coastal Carolina. I want to wear that coat. Or I don't even know if it's a coat. Just looks like a bear skin.
A big, yeah, right.
That looks like fun. Right into the hands of Fletcher. And Bayer, his 4th turnover of the day, and an old problem for Bayer has crept up on him here today after he had such a good game at Texas State last week. Kind of back to the old nemesis of not being able to protect the football. 3 interceptions and a fumble for Bayer today. So 1st and goal to go for Coastal as they seek to put this one away. Basco to the end zone and broken up. Nice play in the corner down there by Pringle.
Gavin Pringle.
It's going to be 2nd down and goal.
I'm sure Tobias Fletcher probably got some family members, some of his former teammates. Carver, like you said, we're just a few blocks away from the school.
Carver, Atlanta Panthers, their head coach Darren Miles, one of the great guys in the business.
Mm-hmm.
He's done a fine job with this program. They got knocked out in the second round of the state playoffs this year here in Georgia. Second down. Handoff goes to Price. He dives forward to the 5-yard line. Going to be third down and goal. That's going to be one of the challenges and has been one of the challenges, but this is the first national signing day for Dell McGee. Remember, he got the job late February. Signing day, both versions of them had already passed by. The first version of the transfer portal window had also passed by.
Right.
So now this will be the first time he's been able to go through a whole year of that cycle. Pass is thrown and incomplete, trying to get it in there to Tucker. Actually, McKee, pardon me. And it's going to be fourth down and going to attempt the field goal here. And that would make it a 22-point game if Hensley can connect.
As you get to this point, 8:36 to go, your opportunities, your possessions are dwindling down.
Kick is through the uprights. And a 41-19 lead for Coastal Carolina. They have dominated this second half. It was a touchdown lead for the Chanticleers. Coming into the third quarter, they have outscored the Panthers 21-9 here in the second half.
Welcome to Sapphire Lounge by the Club. With craft cocktails, local.
Marketers are spread so thin. You've got to generate leads, then score leads, then contact.
Picture this, our biggest ever Black Friday sale now extended with 25% off practically. Picture this, our biggest ever Black Friday sale now extended with 25% off practically. Picture this, our biggest ever Black Friday sale now extended with 25% off practically.
The polar vortex is bringing a lot of snow. Just be safe getting home.
Marketers are spread so thin. You've got to generate leads, then score leads, then contact.
At Burger King, we flame grill our burgers. Why?
Welcome to Sapphire Lounge by the Club. With craft cocktails, local. Welcome to Sapphire Lounge by the Club. With craft cocktails, local.
Okay, so we're at the film festival, middle of Park City. The doors open.
At Burger King, we flame grill our burgers. Why?
Picture this. It's perfect out. You feel like you should be out.
At Burger King, we flame grill our burgers. Why?
All right, Tina, 6 is hard to beat.
Not for us.
We were there in Paris. Exclusive events and incredible restaurants.
Tonight we have the cassava salad, bambara prawns, suya grilled lamb.
Picture this. The sofa no one else has. Designed by you.
At Burger King, we flame grill our burgers. Why? At Burger King, we flame grill our burgers. Why?
NHL on ESPN Plus is back. Enjoy 1,000+ out-of-market.
Let's go! The SEC ACC Challenge next Thursday on ESPN.
Turnovers have been the story of the day. The Panthers have committed 6 of them. Started on the very first play of the game, Sam.
Absolutely, absolutely. And like you said, it's just going to be things that would happen more and more times. And here he is once again. Dow's.
Yeah, Matthew McDoom with his second interception. That fumble right there might have been the most costly of them all, as it took an opportunity to score points right before the end of the first half. And then Fletcher, with the interception, returned to the 7, turned into a quick 7 points, or 3 points, I should say. 24-10. Coastal has outscored Georgia State here in the second half. And they lead at 41-19. And we're down to 8:33 to play in this one. The 41 points allowed by the Panthers, the most that they have allowed this season. Well, no, they gave up 44 last week against Texas Tech, did they not?
Texas State?
Yeah, Texas State. Not Texas Tech, of course. But Texas State last week, I believe. Yeah, they won 52-44.
52-44.
In a loss. Most points they've given up in a loss. There we go. We'll fix it until we get it right. 1st and 10, ball at the 25-yard line. Bayer going to swing it out there, complete to Dukes. Spin move for Dukes. And he's up to the 31-yard line. Brown making the tackle. Trey Brown making the tackle. And it's going to be 2nd down. Second down and 4. And of course, the Panthers have not lost yet, but man, they're going to have some kind of a comeback right here. They're down to 8:04 to play. Now it's going to be 3rd down after the pass was thrown out of bounds by Bayer. Bayer going to try to run for the 1st down. Not going to get there. He gets crushed. TFL for Diggs. And it's 4th down.
Boy, Bayer decided to take that step, and Diggs is right there. So I don't think so. And 13 just comes in and just lays a big hit on him right there.
And Diggs knocked him sideways. 4th down. Panthers do not bring the punting unit on. That would be irrelevant at this point to the objective of trying to come back. So 4th down and 6. Panthers going for it in their own end from the 28-yard line. Last gasp kind of measure here for the Panthers. Heavy press, another interception. Intercepted by Fletcher again. He's going to get the pick 6 this time.
He won't step out this time.
Tobias Fletcher with the pick 6. 7 turnovers.
Homecoming is complete for him.
And again, it was unabated pressure coming right up the middle. I'm not giving Bayer an excuse on this, but he just absolutely got leveled right after he threw the ball. He had no protection. And Tobias Fletcher gets to wear the bear skin.
And the saber.
(48-19). To say that Coastal has blown this game open would be an understatement.
What a homecoming for this guy, huh?
2 picks for Fletcher here in the 4th quarter.
Tonight we have cassava salad, bambara prawns, suya grilled lamb.
Marketers are spread so thin. You've got to generate leads, then score leads, then contact. Marketers are spread so thin. You've got to generate leads, then score leads, then contact.
Good evening. Tonight we have the pride of West Africa.
Picture this. It's perfect out, but you're staying in.
Welcome to Sapphire Lounge by the Club. With craft cocktails, local.
At Burger King, we flame grill our burgers. Why? At Burger King, we flame grill our burgers. Why?
We were there in Paris. Exclusive events and incredible restaurants.
Tonight we have the cassava salad, bambara prawns, suya grilled lamb.
The polar vortex is bringing a lot of snow. Just be safe getting home.
At Burger King, we flame grill our burgers. Why? At Burger King, we flame grill our burgers. Why? At Burger King, we flame grill our burgers. Why?
We were there in Paris. Exclusive events and incredible restaurants.
And now for a weather update. The polar vortex is bringing a lot of snow.
Welcome to Sapphire Lounge by the Club. With craft cocktails, local.
Picture this. It's perfect out, but you're staying in.
At Burger King, we flame grill our burgers. Why? At Burger King, we flame grill our burgers. Why?
NHL on ESPN Plus is back. Enjoy 1,000 plus out of market.
Let's go! The SEC ACC Challenge next Thursday on ESPN.
Coastal Carolina has outscored Georgia State 31-9 here in the second half. We've had 7 total interceptions in this game, Sam. 4 by Bayer, 3 from Coastal. Plus, Bayer had a fumble as well. So 5 total turnovers for the Panthers today. Impossible, really, to win a game like that. Let's see.
Not exactly the cleanest of games by either team, but fewer of those by Coastal Carolina.
Kyle Lowe's going to come in and finish off this game at quarterback. Not surprising there. The redshirt freshman, who's really been more of a running quarterback as the third teamer. Zach Gibson, of course, is out with injury, and so Vayer gives up the position here to Lowe with 7 minutes left in the game.
Got Beasley in the backfield with him.
And Beasley going to pick up a couple of yards on the play. Clock goes under 7 to play, and Coastal's going to be bowl eligible. They will become the 8th team in the Sun Belt to reach bowl eligibility, as they will be 6-6 on the season. And they'll finish up 3-5 in the conference. The Panthers will finish up 3-9 overall and 1-7 in the conference. Low with the pass and complete. Ball goes to Milton. 16-yard pass completion by Lowe. So 1st and 10, ball at the 43-yard line. I think we're going to see some names pop up here in these last 6 minutes that we typically don't. Lowe breaks out of there, 1 man to beat, and Lowe down to the 1-yard line. Kyle Lowe with a 56-yard run down to the 1.
He's doing what you're supposed to do, Matt, when you get a chance. Come to a game, it's late in the game, things are out of hand, but you know what? It's your chance.
Yeah, it matters not to Kyle Lowe that the team is losing by close to 30 points. He's getting an opportunity that he's practiced for all season long. Going to be hard for the little guy to muscle in past all those big bodies. He gets stood up at the 1-yard line.
He figured to give it a try.
Yeah, he's much better suited to running away from the big bodies than trying to run through the big bodies. Yeah, he's listed at 5'10". He might not be that.
Yeah, you stretch him out.
It's hard to tell because he's out there with a bunch of big-bodied men.
Right. We got lined up behind him there. 68, Mason Cook. I think I know what play we got coming up.
Mason going to get a handoff?
No.
Going to get a tush push.
How about well?
No, we're going to get a pass play. Lowe scrambles to get away from the pressure, throws it up there incomplete.
Well, that wasn't what I expected.
That's exactly what you expected with 68 lined up as the fullback, right?
Exactly what I expected. What do I know?
Hey, look, I was with you. I was thinking 68's getting the ball or 68's going to be the lead blocker.
He's still there.
3rd down and goal.
We going heavy.
Play blown dead as Beasley scores the touchdown. It'll be waved off.
Prior to the snap, false start. Offense, number 88, 5-yard penalty. Remains third down.
So now it'll be third down and
Lane Waddle, your tight end, right there at the top. And with third down.
Third down and goal from the 6. Low to the air, and Hurst stopped out there on the edge by Courtney Eubanks, the corner, and it's going to be fourth down.
This is all about situations. You know, you got a guy in there in Kyle Lowe who hasn't come in and played a lot of minutes, a lot of snaps. He gets a big run to get you down in scoring position. Nothing else the coaching staff wants to see if he can finish.
Fourth down and goal from the 6. Heavy rush, Low to the air, and was it caught for a touchdown? It's ruled a touchdown. Fleming made a juggling touchdown catch at Texas State last week. Appears to have made another, but check the penalty flag. And I'm not convinced that it didn't hit the ground, but I'd have to see it a second time.
Result of the play is the touchdown. Pass interference, defense, penalties decline. Try for point.
So the play will be under review here. Let's see if he made the catch. And it looks like he did.
Yeah, it looked like he made it.
Wow.
That's some concentration.
Fleming has been an incredible bright spot for Georgia State this year. Tremendous athlete and only getting better at that tight end position. So a touchdown makes it 48-25, and the Panthers will line up and go for 2 here just because. Low looking, throwing, got it. 2-point conversion goes to Hurst in the back of the end zone, and it is 48-27. Panthers cut it to 21 with 4:36 to play.
But as we said earlier, a lot of fresh jerseys, a lot of names that we don't normally get to hear when we talk about Georgia State in the game. It's their opportunity.
First, the touchdown pass from Lowe to Fleming, and an amazing juggling catch by Fleming right there, who's kind of made that a routine this year. And then Lowe finding Hurst in the back of the end zone for 2. I think the folks around this area have seen enough of 2-point conversions after that 8 overtime game last night between Georgia and Georgia Tech.
Yeah, the quarterbacks together. Zach Gibson, obviously, who's there with the hoodie on, missing this game with an injury.
So Lowe getting congratulations from his quarterback buddies. And no doubt a onside attempt is coming up here by the Panthers. It's a little bit more of a feasible operation still in the college football game as opposed to the NFL game.
Yeah, you can tell a little something about how this ball is situated.
Now Rickman chooses just to place the ball flat on the ground and not use the tee. And there it is. It goes through. Panthers have it. It went between the wicket of 2 Chanticleer's players. 2 guys fell on top of it.
The kicker's fired up.
How does that happen? 2 Coastal players fell on top of that ball, and Georgia State still recovered it.
Here's another look. It goes through the wicket. Watch his reaction to it.
That's great reaction by Rickman, but I'm still wondering how two Coastal players fell right on top of the ball and didn't cover it.
There's
right there, one,
there's
two.
Whiff.
Wow. And Riles end up recovering it for the Panthers. So they've got the ball at the 40. They only need 3 more touchdowns here in the last 4.5 minutes, and we'll have overtime.
Don't they call it the hands team that you put up there when you know that's going to happen?
Yeah, you got to use your hands. They fell on that. What quite often happens when there's a ball on the ground like that is when you fall on top of it with your body squishes it out from underneath you. So that's exactly what happened there. Instead of, getting down there and getting their hands on the ball, they just kind of fell on top of the ball, and the weight of the body squishes it out, and it's free again. So second down, ball at the 49, pardon me. Low protection. Now it breaks down. They got him. Quarterback sack. He gets dropped back at the 39-yard line. Sawyer Gorham-Welch with the sack.
He came through, and once he got his hands on Low, he was not going to let him go. And fights off the defenders and goes right to him.
So third down for the Panthers, back at the 42-yard line. Under 3.5 minutes to play. Low in the middle and nearly intercepted. Tipped up into the air, and Miles Woods nearly got the pick.
Riles' intended receiver, but boy, there was a host of white jerseys all around him.
Illegal shift, offense, number 6 and number 10 moving prior to the snap. Penalties decline. Incomplete pass, fourth down.
So fourth down now. There have been 7 total interceptions thrown in this game. 4 by the Panthers, 3 by the Chanticleers. Panthers have also had a fumble, 8 turnovers in this game. Fourth down for the Panthers here after recovering the onside kick. 13 yards to go. The line, the gain is the 45, and I think Coastal uses a timeout. So Tim Beck calls up his guys. They want to make sure that they are all on the same page here on this 4th and 13. The win is almost 99.9% secure. I'd love to see what the winning percentage is on the ESPN graphic right now. It's right there near 100%, not quite there. And Tim Beck wants to make sure they push it on to 100%.
That's what they want. And we're here on September 14th, and something happened that caught a lot of people off by surprise, right? A Georgia State team that's basically a group of strangers. Guys, you mentioned how Dale McGee came in at the last minute, had to assemble a staff, had to hit the transfer portal. Guys who still had the name tags on, hello, my name is, just the third game, and they beat Vanderbilt out of the Southeastern Conference, who several weeks later will go on to play Alabama. It's the story to me. You cannot tell the story to me of this season of college football without including Georgia State and that game, what's possible. And if you do that with a group of guys who just met, you figure, okay, this season, because you didn't know what the season was going to be.
Yeah.
From the very beginning, you say, okay, you go to Georgia Tech, you play an impressive game. You beat UT Chattanooga, then you come here and you beat an SEC opponent. You several weeks later beats Alabama. But it was just nosedive from that point. I don't know if you call it fool's gold. I don't know what you want to call it. Maybe expecting too much too soon.
Fourth down and 13. Low steps up in the pocket, delivers downfield, in and out of the hands of a defender and then a receiver. Incomplete, and the ball will go over on downs. Okay, going back to your conversation that you initiated right there is, I think it tells you a number of things. It tells you now in this day and age of college football that anybody can beat anybody, that a Georgia State can knock off a Vanderbilt, and then a Vanderbilt can knock off an Alabama and nearly knock off a Texas team, which they also nearly did. But it also tells you that one big game does not make a season. And in the case of Georgia State, how inexplicable it seems to all of us who were there and witnessed and called that game, that 2 months later, 3 months later, the Panthers are going to walk out here without getting another home win the entire year. Now Noah Kim in there at quarterback for Coastal. And you could probably say, we could go down that rabbit hole with Coastal Carolina. They started 3-0, and then they were 4-1 after they beat Old Dominion, an Old Dominion team that turned out to be pretty good. Not conference champions, but pretty good. Beat them, they were 1-0 in the Sun Belt. And until getting what looks like will be a win here today, they would have lost 5 of their last 6 games.
Yeah.
They used to have a saying, I guess they still do, Kim goes to the air incomplete in the National Football League on any given Sunday.
Right.
And I think we can now take that and apply it to college football and say on any given Saturday.
It's true. It's true.
Didn't always used to be that way.
No.
But now I think we have reached that point in college football where it is that way. 3rd down and 5. Handoff goes. First carry of the game going to Darren Lloyd. Actually, that'll be his 2nd carry of the game. And it's going to be 4th down as the clock winds down close to the 2-minute timeout. Well, how appropriate now that we have the 2-minute timeout that we don't call the 2-minute warning because the NFL uses that terminology.
Can't do that. Can't do that.
But how appropriate now that we do have that 2-minute timeout that college football is more like the NFL than it ever has been before.
How about that?
And there it is. The 2-minute don't call it a warning timeout. We'll step aside for one final time. Coastal leading big here in Atlanta.
We flame grill our burgers. Why?
This season, share the merry with a...
We were there in Paris. Exclusive events and incredible restaurants.
All right, Tina, 6 is hard to beat.
Not for us.
At Burger King, we flame grill our burgers. Why? At Burger King, we flame grill our burgers. Why? At Burger King, we flame grill our burgers. Why?
NHL on ESPN Plus is back. Enjoy 1,000 plus out of market.
Let's go! The SEC ACC Challenge next Thursday on ESPN.
Sun setting on the final Saturday of the regular season in college football. 2 minutes to go on this one. Coastal Carolina is going to pick up their 6th win of the season and be bowl eligible for the 5th consecutive year. Georgia State's going to wrap up at 3-9. Just have the final 2 minutes to deal with here. Panthers drop the punt. Another turnover for Georgia State. On a day chock full of dirty, rotten turnovers, the Panthers give it up again.
And who was there to get it, playing on the special team there? McKee.
Seneca McKee, man, he has had a heck of a game.
Yeah, a heck of a game. 2
amazing touchdown catches for the Chanticleers here today. And we'll see if Coastal tries to score any more points or they just knee this one out. The Panthers do have all 3 timeouts remaining. I don't think the Panthers would mind if Coastal obliged and just took a knee here, but we'll wait and see what happens. Doesn't look like that's what they're going to do, I don't think. So 1st and 10 from just outside the 10. They are going to hand it off straight ahead. Goes Lloyd, and he lunges down to the 5-yard line.
Keeps the clock moving.
A huge win for Coastal Carolina here today. They're going to even up the all-time series. This will be the 4th win for Coastal in the series against the Panthers' 4 wins.
And all of Coastal's wins have been here. And all of Georgia State's wins have been there.
the trend that continues here today. Clock winding down. They won't have to snap it again, and now they go into a victory formation. Looks like this is going to be it for the scoring today. Coastal has certainly piled on enough, outscoring the Panthers 31-17 here in the second half, taking what was a 17-10 game and turning it into a 48-27 victory. There you see the Panthers going to lose this one here today. The series will be tied up 4-4. Knee taken by Kim, and that will do it. The teams will head across the field for the final time here in the regular season. For the Panthers, the final time this season. Coastal becomes bowl eligible with their big win, and Tim Beck and his team will await their bowl destination that will be announced next weekend. Tough first season for Dell McGee. Sam, I think everybody knew that he was working from a disadvantage when he came in late February, when spring practice had already started under previous head coach Sean Elliott, who took the job at South Carolina, and knew it was going to be a tough sledding. And now the real benefit for McGee starts. They got the first season under their belt, wasn't nearly what they wanted, but now he gets a national signing day next week. It'll be his first. He'll get his transfer portal window opening later on in December into January, and that'll be the first time that he's been through the first transfer portal window when the vast majority of really talented players enter into the portal.
Absolutely, absolutely. I think that's when you really get set to judge Dell McGee and what he's doing and what the foundation that he's laying for the future of the football program here at Georgia State University. We know that he's a tenacious recruiter. He does it relentlessly, and it's something he does quite well. Everyone is looking forward here at Georgia State, looking forward to see what arrives through that early signing period.
Well, that's where he made his reputation as a recruiter, and now it gets put to the test here as they enter into National Signing Day next week. And same thing for Coastal. They'll have their National Signing Day, but they'll also have a bowl to get ready for as they defeat Georgia State here this afternoon from a final score of 48-27. Chanticleer is now 6-6. They finish up 3-5 in the Sun Belt Conference. Georgia State finishes up 3-9 overall and 1-7 in the conference. And big days for Christian Washington for the Chanticleers. He rushed for 124. McKee had 5 catches for 81 yards and a couple of touchdowns defensively. Interceptions, 2 of them today for Matthew McDoom, 2 for Atlanta native Tobias Fletcher, and a big game for Cleve Lubin as well, as he had 2 quarterback sacks. And Coastal wins this one by 3 touchdowns. 48-27 the final. And now for our producer and associate, or for our director and associate producer, Patrick Laurie, our producer, Thomas Mitchell, our executive producer, Amy Walker, my partner, Sam Crenshaw, our statistician, Kevin Barnes, our entire fabulous Georgia State ESPN Plus team. I'm Matt Stewart. So long from Atlanta. Thanks for joining us during the 2024 season, and look forward to seeing you in 2025.
Marketers are spread so thin. You've got to generate leads, then score leads, then contact. Marketers are spread so thin. You've got to generate leads, then score leads, then contact.
Welcome to Sapphire Lounge by the Club. With craft cocktails, local...
Yes, all right.
Ooh. We were there in Paris. Exclusive events and incredible restaurants.
Picture this, the sofa no one else has, designed by you.
At Burger King, we flame grill our burgers. Why?
Picture this, our biggest ever Black Friday sale now extended with 25% off practically.
We were there in Paris. Exclusive events and incredible restaurants.
Welcome to Sapphire Lounge by the Club. With craft cocktails, local...
At Burger King, we flame grill our burgers. Why? At Burger King, we flame grill our burgers. Why? At Burger King, we flame grill our burgers. Why?
This season, share the merry with a
What's that sound?
This holiday season.
Welcome to Sapphire Lounge by the Club. With craft cocktails, local.
At Burger King, we flame grill our burgers. Why? At Burger King, we flame grill our burgers. Why? At Burger King, we flame grill our burgers. Why?
NHL on ESPN Plus is back. Enjoy 1,000 plus out of market.
The SEC ACC Challenge next Thursday on ESPN.